And now she's going to go off enough for all of us.
And we are live.
Warning, this video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions, and
yeah, welcome to the Nicotina Show. I'm so happy you're
Oh my goodness!
Oh, all right.
I just jumped over to Max's show.
Listen. I never want my channel to be boring or people not to say what they want. I do want to give respect to Lantern. He was on before. He knew he was going on to a channel with a lot of different views, and I think it got people hotter than I was expecting. Like I saw Enoch was like, "Who the hell's this dude?"
That was Lantern 214.
Yeah, 2814. Yeah,
2814. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you know what? Don't dignify that man by giving him 214, Nicotina.
Well, it's in the numbers. I messed up.
What are you talking about?
Phobic.
What are you talking about, Phobic? I got
a bait and switch.
Hey, Max, I'm busy.
Oh yeah, I know Phobic doesn't like me. I mean, my God, I don't know what I ever did to that guy, but I know he doesn't like me.
No, we were all right. We were all right last night.
To be honest,
Phobic makes the show better.
He doesn't like anybody, but he makes the best of it.
Yeah. So I said Tiger Cock for this video, talking about DOOMCOCK, how his shenanigans and his history on YouTube is like it's like the next Tiger King.
This is something I want to ask you about, Max. I've been dying to talk to you about this.
Okay. Go ahead.
I don't know if I should say it. I don't know if I can. I
feel
so close to you.
What's so wrong?
You're close.
Is DOOMCOCK, is he the Commandant?
Yes.
It's like, I mean, it's not confirmed, but it's almost confirmed.
Oh, it's confirmed.
I've done research. There's no way. Okay, just to recap you.
Okay.
After my wait, don't be so dramatic.
Don't be so dramatic.
All right. Just to recap you, my small investigation. Okay. They joined YouTube 3 months apart. Like they're joined in 2017. Okay.
Right.
Both of those channels existed before DOOMCOCK made his first video public in October of 2017. So it would have to be the most, like, besides the similarities between the content, the talking points, his bad community theater acting. He's a narcissistic douchebag. That's why he thinks. That's why he thinks he can
to be able to get away with it. And so many of his followers just buy into it. Like, oh, that couldn't be him. It's the same. It's the same problem.
I mean, there's very few differences in the content. The only thing that does is he goes over the edge with some other terms on his Commandant.
Right.
So what I found out yesterday, the other day, is that I checked out the BitChute. And in the BitChute video, the videos start in 2018. But in the very first video, he points to his date in 2017, which is very close to when the DOOMCOCK released his first video.
So do you think he was channeling that date somehow? Like he was?
No, I'm just saying
mentally connected them.
No, it's too much of a coincidence that they joined at the same time. Oh, and Dawson's here. I don't know if Dawson wants to go into this shit.
He's been dying to talk about this.
Oh yeah. Dawson's a big fan of the DOOMCOCK controversy.
No, I don't think so.
It's good to be here.
I won't. Let me see.
No, you guys want to talk about it? Don't worry. I'll just
Phobic. That's not nice.
Here comes Phobic again.
It's not inconclusive. I found more stuff. It's 100%.
I need something more, Max. I need something more.
Well, I'm doing an investigation.
Go ahead. Wow. I did a lot of research. I watched almost all of the Commandant videos.
Damn,
I watched a good majority.
That's taking a chance. You're risking your life, Todd.
He's going in deep. He's going in deep because he wants results.
And I watched, and of course, because I subscribed.
Don't go in deep with cock.
because I'm a subscriber. I watched I watched a lot of his current stuff, and that it's the same.
You'll get
guy.
flagged
It's
for
like
that
you
stuff.
said. It's like you said, Max.
No, I'm not
It's
usually this bad.
Max.
I'm joking. I'm totally joking.
Max, it's the
He's
same.
fine.
It's the same guy. It's the same guy. He's not that good of an actor. So
No,
his
I know.
voice. So he can't make his voice that different. But he thinks he's a great actor. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing that I'll give to him. There are subtle differences between the voices, just subtle, but subtly enough that you can slip up and tell that it's the same person. And that's
he
what
sounds
he
similar.
has
He
done.
sounds very, very similar, and his mannerisms, like the way he uses.
Now phobic. Zod has too much time on his hands. No, phobic. Listen, it's people like you
Well,
that
he invited
it's
me
people
on
like
we're
you
on
that
Tuesday
Brian.
night, right?
I got
Brian,
you.
you gotta
I
get
got
on
you
here.
on the show Tuesday. I listen. I went and I researched it because of people like you telling me, well, just because their voices sound close doesn't mean that they're the same person.
You need to figure out how to do that video that you said or send me clips. Send me clips with timestamps and we'll produce it together.
My friend.
All right, bro.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'll do that again. Yeah, if I'll find some time and I'll do that for you. No problem. Because guess what? I think it's true. I think it's true 100%.
But he's aware of it, right? He's aware of the allegation.
Yeah,
DOOMCOCK.
but he said DOOMCOCK only has this channel and Harvey whatever channel on YouTube and not on Bitch. But he's staying in character. He's saying DOOMCOCK only has these channels.
Talking in the third person.
This is a different character. He didn't say. Yeah.
He replied to anybody? I mean, is there a way to contact this guy?
What?
You can.
I wouldn't recommend
the
it.
Commandant has a
yes.
Nicotina. The Commandant has an email address. Yes.
Yeah, but it's like contacting actual Aussies.
Yeah.
Don't do this. Do not
I'm not going to do it.
Let's move on to a new topic because I finally got Dawson here. I want to get nerdy in so many ways. Oh, well,
Dawson here. Dawson here. We got Dawson here.
I want to get nerdy in as many ways possible. Sir Nerdalot wants Max and Zod to do a team up documentary on the Tiger Cock.
Oh, we could totally do it. Oh my gosh. We're gonna totally do it, Max. That's yes.
Right. Okay, so I got heat on my earlier stream, and I think Ultimate Enosh is getting ultimate mad at me. I didn't push back against my guest enough. Lantern. He wasn't too. They weren't. People were not. Some of my friends were not too happy about the Lantern.
That wasn't a conversation about that, though. I mean, you guys were having a civil conversation. It wasn't about pushing back and forth.
Some people were not too happy about it, because he's. I think he gave good arguments. I don't think he crossed the line, and he's a
little pro.
He didn't give good arguments because he doesn't really care about the situation. All he cares about is making Jeff Johns look good. He doesn't like Ray Fisher.
Him. I said him stepping down. That's not like I've heard him say this argument in the past, and I might be on his channel tomorrow. He said No, I will. No, for sure. I like Lantern. I think he brings the heat. I think he's controversial for sure. I think he's one of the most controversial in the Snyder Cut movement. He is pro Snyder Cut. But he's more pro Jeff Johns than anything else. This is a guy that'll put Johns over Snyder any day of the week. I'll tell you that right now. Maybe. I don't know.
Yep.
I don't think we'll ever get the nail in the coffin for him to say he is, though, Mladen, because he could always just deny it. I mean, he's a pinhead on YouTube, on the internet.
Exactly.
I mean, and the thing is, we're arguing over
the thing is the guy's made a name for himself on YouTube. So I wouldn't be surprised now that it's kind of come out that he could be this other guy, that he doesn't make any more videos about the Commandant.
Okay, I'll need to watch more of what you said, but you don't, and I like Netcat. Netcat always tells me when disagrees with me, but Netcat doesn't buy it. I 100% buy it. I 100% buy it. You're saying Chud Logic did a video? I saw Chud Logic's first video, Phobic, and I didn't watch the second one. I don't know if he did a second one or not. There's the link, but wait till this show's done though.
Don't go there now.
I don't know. Dawson, congratulations on 8K. Are you?
Thanks, man.
You're at 9K yet, or
no? Close to 8.5, but I appreciate that, man.
Cool. Good job, Nick.
8.5.
You're pretty close to that too, aren't you?
Who, me? Yeah, right. I'm far from that.
I love how seriously you said that.
I know. I was like, damn, I had you fooled.
Who, me?
No, you should be though. You should be, Nicotina. We all should.
I wish I was. If you watched my show earlier, it was a masterpiece.
It was a masterpiece. Yeah. All right, but I threw some heat at I stand by. I respect Ray Fisher. I'm still his fan. I'm still his follower. Whatever he wants to do. But I do have some questions, and I had a strong question for the fandom now. Now that DC fandom's done, Jeff Johns is involved in the future, at least as far as we could tell. I don't see Warner Brothers or Warner Media bringing this back up again, and unless Ray pushes the issue, and I don't really foresee them going with another investigation, even though this wasn't what Ray wanted, the third party, and I understand his reasons. Now they can always go back and say, well, we were going to do an investigation, but you know, and I understand why he didn't. I understand, but I don't see where this is going now. I don't see, and I'll admit when I'm wrong. If something else happens, Warner Media steps in, we're doing our own investigation for Ray. I'll applaud it, and I'll say I was wrong.
Well, who's to say they're not doing their own investigation, just more quietly behind the scenes?
They're wanting to keep this quiet because Jeff Johns is a big name. And Jeff Johns is the big, I guess, a moneymaker for Warner Brothers. And so they're going to want to keep it on the down low as much as possible and try to downplay it. And that's why you're seeing all these responses from Warner Brothers in the way that they have. So they're trying to downplay it. But again, you mentioned the whole third party thing. And some people still don't quite understand how Warner Media and Warner Brothers are indeed different companies. They are different companies under the umbrella of AT&T. And so the fact that Ray Fisher was upset about Warner Brothers being in charge of the investigation makes sense, because I've said this a bunch of times, that Warner Brothers hiring the investigator is like saying that the same person pays for the defense attorney and the prosecutor in a trial, and the jury is also the same people that paid those people. It's just not a fair situation. It's a conflict of interest. And so that's why Ray Fisher is upset. And I definitely see this continuing to go, because Ray Fisher, he doesn't care about his own future projects. All he cares about is the accountability part. And he's gaining more support every single day with Kiersey Clements coming out, with other people coming out, other actors and actresses that are coming out in support of Ray Fisher and showing them like, hey, there's something to this. And so I don't see AT&T passing this by. I see AT&T wanting to get in there and figure out what the heck's going on, because they want to run a clean company. They want to make money. They don't want controversy. They don't want controversy to get in the way of potentially making money off of their big budget films. And so they're going to investigate this for sure.
All right.
At least in my opinion.
I will be the first to say I was wrong, and I'm sure Nicotina will tell me, and Zodrider, like, you were wrong, Max. I'll make an announcement.
You were never wrong, Max.
Okay, well, I don't foresee them bringing this up again. I think the fandom's over. The next thing that's going to happen is actually the Snyder Cut going to be released. I don't think Wonder Woman is actually even going to come out this year. Based on some other news about what's happening, because even though I covered it and I was wrong, Tenet showed signs of life. It's not profitable enough for. Tenet was a very popular film. People wanted to see that, and the box office is still struggling. So going to the theater with this it's just detrimental to box office. If Tenet can't do it, that's where you see all these movies. They're going to be jumping ship till next year. And then I'm not getting into the argument about whether wear a mask or don't wear a mask, because that's a freaking headache on YouTube, or get a vaccine or don't get a vaccine. But if there is one, Fauci, and I always put professionals above politics, like medical professionals. He's saying even when there is a vaccine, and I think that's what movie companies were hoping for. I think he was somewhere. Someone told me, he said that even if there's a vaccine, it's going to be a year later before you could go to the theater like you normal without a mask. And that,
well, yeah, because I mean,
the movie company's just like, oh. Well, go ahead, Nicotina.
Well, no, because even if you have a vaccine, it has to, like, you can't just put it out there the next day, it's gone. You know, you have to administer it. Everyone who's the high risk gets it first, and then it kind of trickles down from there. So it still takes time for it to take, you know, to have an effect. But I mean, I think that, you know, I agree that Wonder Woman's going to get pushed off till next year.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be ready by Christmas. I hope it is, but it's just how I feel about it.
Well, here's phobic. All
I'll say.
Phobic.
Okay, go ahead.
All I'll say is that come November 3rd, wait to see what happens with the hype around COVID-19 after November 3rd. That's all I'm saying. Just wait and see.
November 3rd.
That's election day.
So you correlated all with the political element. That's pretty amazing. So you're saying that once the election happens,
Here's the
COVID thing is going to disappear?
No, what I'm saying is COVID's obviously a real disease. Obviously, we know that. We know it's a real thing. But the thing is COVID-19 is also being used in a political sense.
Yeah,
right?
well, yeah, that's true.
And it's being used as a political weapon by each side for the sake of the election. Not erection, that's bad. For the election.
Whoa!
The election. The election.
I don't think either of these
and so
are getting it up.
once the election happens,
I think they're both losing there. They both need Cialis.
Yeah. So once the election happens, you can see that the talk about COVID-19 is gonna die down. It's not gonna go away, but it's gonna die down significantly, at least from my perspective.
Not if CNN's still around.
Candyman got delayed to 2021.
I don't like CNN or Fox News anymore. Candyman got delayed. Yes, and I was looking forward to the. Oh wait.
Everything's getting delayed, though. That's the thing. Like you guys have just said, the first new thing we're gonna see is gonna be the Snyder Cut, and that's only because it's gonna be on HBO Max.
Right. So
what's up, Joker?
Hey. So yeah, that's my only thing. Is just wait till November and see what happens.
I'm saying if it can't get it up, talking about erections. If it can't get it up,
damn it! God damn it!
I'm sorry.
If Tenet can't pitch a tent,
I'm ashamed.
If Tenet can't get a rise to the box office, then what?
Dang it!
Then what choice does Wonder Woman 84 have? Yes.
Do we have a clip? Do we have a clip of Dawson saying during the erections?
Please don't. I don't need that in my life.
Max, you gotta clip it, and then make it.
This is gonna be a moot point after the erection.
The erections will make it moot.
After the erections are over,
we're losing viewers.
No, we're not.
They will be exhausted. And
I apologize, Mrs. Weidrich. I'm sorry.
They will be less interested after the erection.
Too long.
I think you've been streaming too long. You gotta spend some time alone with the wife.
I'm hanging out with Ryan from Zeverfett too long.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Where is Ryan?
That's
Ryan?
A good point, man.
Like Max.
He had
Ryan
to work all weekend.
Work in the morning. He says he has to get up in a few hours, so
that's
why he's not coming on. Yeah,
that's rough.
All right, no
he said what's up to me at least.
I think.
Only because you called him like 12 times.
Whatever.
I think we can't even mention this name. You can't even say this.
No.
Don't say the other movie in here because it's been getting all my content demonetized. Man, they are on that.
Is it really?
Yeah, it gets everything demonetized.
Okay, well, how come? So we can mention Larry Clark movies. We can mention Kids and Ken Park, but we can't mention the controversial movie.
Yeah, don't mention it.
Wow.
Immediately, it's like, nope, you're demonetized. The last few things.
Wow, what a world! What a world we're living in, man. You can't even talk about something.
I don't know. I did put DOOMCOCK in the same thumbnail as the other thing, so maybe those two together maybe not a good idea. I do Wow, I usually don't have a stream like this, Dawson. I don't know what's over me.
No, that's fine. I'm good.
Okay, so we have some movie topics too.
Are you afraid Dawson's gonna leave? He's gonna be like, you know what, guys?
I'm done. I'm done. Time me out.
Time me out.
Oh my God, no! Let's start this again.
How was your stream, Nicotina? I was taking a shower. Was your stream pretty good?
The whole stream?
Well, no, I had other things I was doing, but like I didn't catch it, and I you know.
He's like, oh,
thoroughly rinsed and repeat. Got the whole body covered in soap, 5 layers.
Between the toes.
Missing Nicotina's stream.
It was epic. It was pretty exciting. We had Scott Fowler on the show. We had the Watchtower.
Scott Fowler is a legend. He is going to be the Riddler for sure, 100%.
He's awesome. Love
we
that
had
guy.
the Watchtower. Jeffrey Warfield, he was there.
Awesome. Yes.
Okay, phobic. I'm not even highlighting that, but yes. Apparently, YouTuber did, and it was a really. I started watching that. Huh?
What is it?
Oh, what phobic? I'm not going to highlight what phobic's saying because I don't. But apparently, YouTuber had a moment on YouTube today defending it and saying that he got, I was like, what?
Yeah.
What?
That was weird.
Yeah, it's disturbing.
Why would you do that? He's looking for attention, or has he really got a problem? I have no idea.
Probably both.
Yes. Okay, so the Flash movie. I think you're going to see you're already seeing a lot of spin, and a lot of articles saying, "See, it's the restarting it." But if you look at the actual quote and examine the actual quote,
exactly.
This is where is it? It's a film because he is the bridge between all these characters and timelines, and in a way, it restarts everything and doesn't forget anything. First of all, with all the spin, they're forgetting the end of his sentence. Exactly. Doesn't forget anything, and then restarts everything. That could even mean restarting the Snyderverse or restarting the path we were on.
Okay, so let's pretend that is the case, right? And that everyone's saying, yeah, it's a reboot. Okay, let's just say that it is. Why would you go out of your way to jumpstart and get the Snyder Cut released?
Hey, what's up?
To get the Snyder Cut released, just to say, okay, cool, here it is, guys, and guess what? Now we're gonna restart everything. So let's start all over again.
Yeah, that'd be stupid.
I mean, it could mean it restarts everything for the DCU because everything after Batman v Superman and Justice League was origin films. Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Shazam. We didn't get a continuation.
We do know that the multiverse concept or time travel is a aspect in Zack Snyder's Justice League, or at least his originally planned trilogy. And so that's why I think that when he says, in a way, restarts things, it restarts the world, so the world's no longer in that nightmare timeline by the time Justice League 3 happens, right? And so you could definitely incorporate that in there. And you're absolutely right, Max, when you talk about people missing that one line, and it doesn't forget anything. When you think about a reboot, for example, like, let's think, hold on, let me think of a good, solid reboot. That's a good example. Oh gosh, what's a good name? Name a reboot. Anybody?
Total Recall.
The Force Awakens.
That's not a reboot, but okay.
Star Trek. J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, 2009 Trek.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess
Total Recall.
But more often than not, when you do a reboot of something, when you reboot a franchise, when you reboot a story, when you reboot a story, you make it its own thing. You don't mention anything else that happened before. That's not remembering everything that happened before. Whereas this quote, he says, but don't forget anything. I can't remember the exact quote, but don't forget anything about it. So it means that, yes, it's restarting the world, but it's not a reboot of everything. It's not DC saying this is a reset button because we screwed up, because they, in a way, they did.
Don't do that symbol. You know about that symbol.
So basically, there's going to be some sort of there's going to be some sort of cosmic rebirth as a result of the League's fight with Darkseid and Apocalypse, like the comic books. That's going to essentially restart everything. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Wait, I don't get it. You lost me again. I was with you until Zod Rider said that, then I got confused. So are we saying that we're gonna have Justice League or Zack Snyder's Justice League, and then we're gonna have the Flash movie, and then we're gonna have everything kind of rebirthed.
Well, it's going to incorporate into Zack Snyder's Justice League trilogy, I believe, because again, when you talk about the trilogy that Kevin Smith had laid out for him, the first Justice League, which ends with the boom tube and them seeing Darkseid on the other side, and then I believe it's the second one where they take the fight to Darkseid, and then it ends up being the nightmare sequence, the nightmare scenario, and then the third one they reset things and go back and they defeat Darkseid. That's kind of the concept there. And where I see the Flash fitting in, and I could be wrong, and I'll admit that I'm wrong if this happens, but I believe that the Flash movie will incorporate into that cosmic manipulation of timelines to where it's not going to reboot things. It's just going to introduce new concepts, new timelines, and new parts of the multiverse, right? It's not going to restart things. It's just going to expand everything.
All right. Nice one.
But the Snyderverse is still the main canon of the DCEU. Like that's the main storyline.
I think it's going to make everything canon. Like
they even said that it makes everything.
And that would explain. And that would explain.
If they bring Halle Berry in, then
that would explain also. That would give credence to why they're bringing back like the Burton verse and all of that too. They're trying to make that movie a starting point.
Everything's canon now. Everything.
Yeah.
And the thing with a reboot, and more often than not, a reboot decanonizes the thing that came before it. That's not what this is doing. This is not decanonizing things that Zack Snyder did.
Aquaman and Wonder Woman, those solo movies, they still exist that same timeline, or are they just their own things?
We have yet to find out. Because like we know that James Wan at least tried his best to make sure that Aquaman stayed along with what Zack Snyder tried to do. We know that from Jason Momoa, right? Wonder Woman 84, we have yet to see the movie, so we have no idea. We have no clue exactly how that ties in. So we'll just have to see. And so like I don't see it conflicting very much personally. So
well, let's give a rating on Fandom Part 2. I think this was a fail. I don't like the way they did it. I like the way they did the first one, even though I don't like to pick your schedule. No one know what the general public doesn't know what the hell is going on. Everything's available at once. You got 24 hours.
It was too scattered.
Then you can't watch things at the same time. Your friends are like, what are you watching? What are you watching? I didn't watch most of it. I was like, oh, I don't even know where to start. I like being led. I like everyone watching the same thing at the same time. If they do this again, fall apart one.
Yeah. That's the problem. That's the problem. That was one of the mistakes they made, was that they have to realize that people don't like to make decisions when they don't have to. And so when you make them go somewhere,
that's what they tried to do. They tried to make the decisions for us with Justice League, and look at what happened.
Right, but what I'm saying is that in DC Fandom Day 1, you went to the Hall of Heroes and you watched the entire pre-recorded panel, or whatever you want to call it, the whole video, and it was very interesting. It was entertaining. It was great. But if we had to go around and jump around to different little islands to watch videos, after a while you're just like, oh crap, I don't have time for this. I got
that was like my watch party. My watch party earlier today. I was just sitting there like, okay, what do we watch next? Like, it was so scattered. The thing is like this whole DC fandom experience is like the first time besides like Comic-Con online where we've had something like this. And so what I think happened is that DC fandom, they decided to experiment like, all right, let's do one day like this and the other day like this, and let's see which one works better. And like Max said, I believe that they realized the first day is definitely a better option.
Even with the first one, get it on damn YouTube. Come on.
Yeah.
Warner Brother. I mean, I know there's weird about their content on YouTube because they flag everyone. But I mean,
you know what happened with Fandom, they would have been flagging themselves every 5 seconds. Nobody would have been able to see anything.
Oh, that's right. They would get their own stream taken down.
Automatic algorithms that they all have built in would have ruined
was
it.
Like the bad parts of a con. Like everything was because even a regular con, there's some stuff staggered. It's like all the panels at once you pick. I'm like, I rage quit. Bye.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to watch a movie. No, I don't want to do that.
No, there was just too many. There were too many things. Like I understand. Like I thought my speculation was part of the reason they split it up was the Jeff Johns thing. If they would have done this all one day, it would have been you wouldn't see any of this stuff. No one would pay attention.
A train wreck.
Right.
This should have been 2 days in like a Saturday and a Sunday.
Yeah.
And Dawson and I were talking about it earlier. It would have made more sense to have the Hall of Heroes as day 1. And the second day, we could have been having all of our reaction videos while exploring the multiverse as we're talking about what we just saw. And I think that's one aspect that they did not consider or didn't fully think about, was that how does it affect, and it sounds selfish of me saying this, but how does it affect everybody who streams online on YouTube, who runs these shows, that supports these fandoms? How are they going to experience this with the fans? And that was not, that it was not even in play.
That's why I have a bone to pick with CBS.
Oh yeah,
oh god,
Trek.
Okay,
fail,
so
epic fail.
Oh god, yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Okay,
how
so
was it? I saw some of that.
Star Trek Day. Okay, so
Save Daredevil was better.
Daredevil was better.
Save Daredevil.
It was that bad?
I've never even seen. Okay, so no, what happened was it was going great. I did the Discovery panel, and I did it live with the Discovery panel and the Deep Space Nine panel. The panels were cool. The trailer for Discovery Season 3 looked good. The Deep Space Nine panel was hosted by Will Wheaton. Okay, and I'm sorry, Will Wheaton is annoying as hell.
Yeah, he is.
And he's like the biggest. If there was a picture in a dictionary of an SJW, it's Will Wheaton. Okay, and every single question was, how did it feel to be a woman in this part? It's like they're asking Nana Visitor, who was Major Kira Nerys. Okay, of course she's gonna feel like that, but that was in the 90s. So like they're like, oh, Star Trek's so diverse, Star Trek's so diverse, and it's like, of course we know that it's Star Trek. So it was just like, oh my god, I felt like I was sitting at a diversity seminar. And then
better you than me. I'm glad you experienced it, and I skipped it.
I took the bullet for everyone, and I thank everyone for showing up. It was actually my best live stream I've done to this point. I had most people, the most engagement, but it got taken down.
He's calling him a floater.
It did?
An hour later, they blocked my video.
Why?
Chubby Teddy Monster.
Because I showed their content.
Yeah.
Are you gotta be kidding me?
In that little screen off to the side of me, I was the bigger part of the screen.
Yeah,
so with only a small portion, and then I turned the volume down, but we were talking over most of it.
Rage quit CBS.
But I really like Lower Decks though, man. The show's pretty funny.
If they took you down, that's ridiculous.
No, they didn't take
right. If you take Star Trek out of it, Lower Decks is pretty funny.
There's only Brian was the only one stream watching it, and
that's the other thing. It's like, how are you going to do that to the few people who actually support your damn content?
Right. It just goes to show how stupid they are.
They're lost. It's like,
we got what Brian Master of None's trying to stream our content. Let's go and take him down.
Bitch.
Get him down. Get him out of here.
Yeah. Good job.
All 10 of those people watching, man, they're gonna be really pissed.
Play from the beginning, Andre.
That's right. Will Wheaton, play from the beginning. What would you like to be a woman in Star Trek?
So Simon says Warner Brothers are trying to screw Zack Snyder with the Flash movie. I don't think so. But doesn't make Kamada said every DC movie in its own universe. Let's hope Justice League is a success for more Snyderverse. It's going to include everything. It's going to try to appeal to everybody.
Enosh was the only one to say on the Vodka stream on Dave Pena's show, when he went on there at the very end, Enosh was like, yeah, but guys, what if it sucks?
What?
They're like, no.
Enosh said that?
He did. He's like, what if it sucks?
like the end of Fanboys, yeah.
Well,
yeah, just like the end of Fanboys.
Commenting on what Simon said, which funny, his name Simon says. I personally believe at this point, and Matt and I from Lightcast talked about earlier today, or I guess a little bit before, is that Zack Snyder's Justice League is already pretty much a success. It's garnered so much hype, and it's gotten HBO Max so many subscribers. Like, they've already started making money from the movie, and it hasn't even come out yet. And they don't have to do a ton for advertising. It's already being advertised for itself. And so there's a lot of financial benefits to this movement that's happening. And
The
people
power
already-
of Zack Snyder. That's what
Yeah,
that's what
honestly.
it is right there.
And the fact that it's
now,
unprecedented, people are going to watch this. People are going to watch it. Even if they're not fans, they're going to want to know, all right, what was the deal with the Snyder Cut? So they're going to get out to HBO Max, and they're going to watch it.
That's why they need to stick to their guns and call this damn thing the Snyder Cut. That's what they need to do.
I thought
they
they
need to
did
stop
that already.
screwing around with names.
They made posters that Zod and I saw earlier today, where from HBO Max and DC Fandom, where it says Justice League Director's Cut.
Why though? I don't get that.
I get it. Zack Snyder was the primary director for it, so like it makes sense. But yeah, it is kind of interesting why
I
they
thought
wouldn't.
this was done already. Like I thought he said that.
I
Pretty much,
know.
I thought when Zack Snyder was on Real Anarchy, I thought Zack Snyder said
marketing great. Like
right. I thought when he was on Real Anarchy, he already said it was going to be called the Snyder Cut. I thought that's what he said.
Because that's the annoying part is that we have
Tubby? Have you been drinking?
I know. It's like now we have the director's cut. Then you have the Snyder cut. Then you have Zack Snyder's Justice League. And then you have what? There's just so many different variations of the name. It's like what is it called? Like, can we please have a name? It has to be.
I guess they want the name to be a surprise when it comes out. They just
probably
they're just saying, well, we'll surprise you, because they've released so much different media with so many different names on it. The trailer says the Snyder Cut. The posters say the director's cut. Some of the earliest fandom advertisements
that could cause general public confusion. Yeah.
Right.
Well,
right.
At the end of the day,
thanks, Jeff Johns.
At the end of the day, though, whatever the title of the movie ends up being,
Lantern's in the backstage. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, oh, he made it. That's awesome.
I knew he didn't have the guts to face me.
Oh, no.
There we go.
Lantern, I'm calling you out. You know what?
I'm doing a live stream right now.
Toad Rider is calling you out, man. Come on.
What writer?
He called me Toad Rider on your screen. I
really didn't.
So I'm calling him out. Yeah, I'm calling you out, Lantern. What's your problem with me?
You just told phobic. Are you kidding me?
You 40 Club sympathizer.
What?
I'm done with you, Lantern.
Oh,
come on the stream, man. Come on the stream.
No. So as I was saying,
he's probably on Twitch doing a live stream.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't give a shit. I'm just joking.
I don't give a shit.
See, at the end of the day, it's only going to be the hardcore fans who really care about the details of the name of the movie. Mm-hmm. It's the fact that we're getting in general, the fact that we're watching the movie. We already know what this movie's about. Well, not like specifics, but like we know what this movie is.
We pretty much know what it's about, yeah.
But like, and so like the name of the title is kind of a moot point. But like, I would definitely prefer, to have it be Zack Snyder's Justice League. I think that'd be cool. But if it's called something else at the end of the day, I really, really don't care. Honestly, I just want to see it.
Who stands with Zod Rider? Anyone standing by him?
I stand with Zod Rider.
You do? Okay, I'm not sure yet.
I've never heard that before. The Toad Rider.
Well, shameless plug. I got Max on the Zod Rider show this Tuesday night.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. Me and Zod Rider alone on a stream. That was one of my. I got the most thumbs up on that video. People loved it. They loved it. You going hard at the DOOMCOCK.
Well, listen, I like I say, I enjoy your streams, and I think that's why I say I think we're gonna have a great conversation this Tuesday on the Zod Rider show.
Even during your show earlier with the Lantern 2814, I was like, in the comments, I was like, Max, let's talk about DOOMCOCK.
Yeah. Oh yeah, me.
I love how you kept bringing up my comments, and it was totally.
Here's another one.
It was totally ticking off Lantern, man.
Stands with Zod Rider.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Phobic says I don't know about Zod Rider.
That's okay, Phobic. I'm cool
that's
with you.
Pretty good. That's
I'm cool with you, man. I'm cool with you, man.
That's high praise.
I'm no problem.
Phobic's here for most of my streams, and he doesn't know about me still. Am I right?
Hey, I'm cool with I'm cool with everybody. And like I said,
Zod Rider's such a gangster.
I may disagree. I may disagree with with Lantern, but I have nothing personal against him, so that's why I say I really don't care. It's all in good fun to me. You can have your opinion, you have your right. Everybody has the right to disagree, and that again goes back to what our core mantra is on the Four Nerds, which is it's okay to disagree. So hey, man, it is what it is.
Oh no, come on,
Jotty.
Jotty.
What
Who the hell's Jotty?
What's Josh Gad?
What's his channel? Jotty
LaForge.
He's talking about the Clown Corner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that.
We've banned them from our discussion.
The clown block.
Yeah.
We're blocking the haters.
That's right.
Block the block.
Wait, I love that. I'd love to have that on a T-shirt. Block the block.
Oh,
I like Brian's shirt.
This means he loves you.
Boba, it's cold out here.
God,
Boba, it's cold outside.
This is like Phobic basically loves you if he says this. I don't hate him. That's like.
Well, I don't hate you, Phobic, either. I don't hate anybody. I definitely think that everybody should have a right to say what they want to say.
Let's stop this love fest.
It's what you feel.
That's not what this show's about.
No, but we can disagree. Madness. We can disagree, but you know what?
No, Sil isn't here. Sil ghosted me. What the hell, Sil?
Sil's probably in bed already.
Sil does that.
I don't know. I think we need to get you know what we need to do? We need to get Doomcock in here. We need to ask him straight up.
We need Doomcock and Mike Zero.
Are you the commandant?
Nah, I don't know.
Are you the commandant? Are you the same?
Are you the commandant?
Yeah, we'll get Koozie Cast in here to ask him that question.
Chubby, don't give them ammo talking about that corner. Songwriters are cool.
Chubby, don't do it.
Oh my God, no!
Songwriters are cool, guys.
I won't even bring them up. I think they're in their own little universe. Again, they're proof. Max, they're proof. They're proof that we're living in a multiverse. They're proof.
They're on their own planet.
All right. Well, what about George Miller's Justice League? They can't decide
for the title.
What's about though? The movie that almost was. I didn't realize it was that far along.
It was definitely.
They never actually shot the movie, did they?
No, everybody was in costume and stuff, and they shut it down at the last moment.
Here's what
it was because of Batman Begins, right?
Yes.
At one point, it was fully cast, including Armie Hammer as Batman, so that was a real thing. I wasn't sure if that was real or not, as Bruce Wayne.
It was.
And now Armie Hammer is like living with people. Did you
really?
Yeah, he doesn't have his own place. He was on Instagram or something, thanking people for letting him live with them. He's hit hard times. Well, Phobic, I have to say you're absolutely wrong on the other episode where you're like actors are millionaires. There's very few. Ask Army, he's living on a couch. No,
yeah, acting's tough.
It's not a couch. It's not a couch, Max. It's a futon.
It's a papasan.
And rapper Common as Green Lantern John Stewart, and then he became a thug for the Joker. At least they kept him around. Costumes were being designed by Lord of the Rings Weta Workshop, and large sets were even built before everything came crashing down. Would it have been better than the Zack Snyder Joss Whedon film that we ultimately got?
Yes, it would have been better than Justice League for sure.
Anything would have been better.
I've heard a full.
In Hollywood.
I've actually heard
this shit.
Rachel Ray's rude.
It's fire. It's fire. Look at that.
Fire. Get Anthony.
That's not Rachel Weisz.
Don't click.
No.
What's up with this cat?
Rachel Ray.
Oh. I was about to say that's not Rachel Weisz.
I hate these ads at the bottom of these websites. I can't stand them. The picks women's shoes teen over fence fire.
I didn't know would say anything about it. I didn't know this lady died. I don't remember what she's. I mean, she looks familiar.
That's how I found out the girl's name from those AT&T commercials.
Don't lie. I kind of want to. I'm not going to click. Rachie Ray is rude. She seems nice.
I guess.
Don't believe everything on the internet. All right, that's that. Trash it. Take it to the block. Okay, let's next.
Question mark.
I had some more. Oh, yeah, Zodrider, you got to tell me what are you talking about? I'm not bringing that up again. I didn't know this. Is it actually ending?
Yeah.
Really?
I stopped watching it at like season 6 or season 7.
I stopped watching the episode before Glenn died.
I stopped watching. The last
Spoiler.
episode I watched was the one where Rick got taken away in a helicopter.
That's
somewhat
recent. Good. Yeah.
Helicopter.
I didn't know they were actually going to end it. I think they're just lying so people watch the next season.
They should have ended it like 10 years ago.
They should have ended it. They should have ended it when Rick was taken away in a helicopter.
But that was even after everyone stopped watching it, though. That's the problem.
Hammer.
They need so they were so contingent on
put Army Hammer on the Walking Dead. Give him some work.
You know, like they wanted to follow the graphic novel so hard, but they should have went on their own route and ended their story after like 5 or 6 seasons. Hey,
well, I mean, you remember how
Batman and Robin all day.
how Kirkman just ended the comic books.
Exactly.
He didn't even care. He just abruptly ended the comic books and said, "Hey, I told the story I wanted to tell. I'm done.
Yeah,
See you."
done.
Well, they might. So I'm going to get to your comment in a second, Senator Lot, but maybe they're really going to push the movies hard. But Geeks says Geeks Cosmics Entertainment, which I believe Brian was on earlier.
Yeah, I was just on with them. We did it about 15, 20 minutes ago. We did about a half hour. It was cool. We talked Batman and Robin all day, man. All day long.
Man, I can't.
I'm going to make Geeks Cosmics is a great comment, but I'm going to make it even better. Rate it 1 to 3. Like what would you put as number 1? I'd say I'd rather watch Justice League.
Same.
Batman and Robin, and then Catwoman last.
Yeah, it's the same for me.
I
mean, although like if we're just talking about quality, yes, Justice League 1, Catwoman, or not Batman and Robin 2nd, and Catwoman 3rd. Batman and Robin, though, I would be very, very tempted to put at the bottom because I freaking hate that movie. I rewatched it recently, and it's
really
so
bad.
bad.
Okay,
It's so
let's put it this
bad.
way: it doesn't age very well. But when that movie came out, I was turning teenager, mid-teenager years, so it was.
So you're influential or easily.
Yeah, and I saw it in the drive-in.
No.
I saw it in the drive-in movie theaters.
Wow.
So that was cool.
So they're talking about the movies. Yes, I know they're definitely planning Rick Grimes movies, which is BS.
Yeah.
And the soundtrack was badass.
They just remove him from the show, and this might be the reason we're ending it. Go see the movie and then start another series.
Probably.
Maybe they'll finally end it. Maybe they'll finally end it with the movies. They'll start making a bunch of movies.
No, they said that they're going to make a spin-off series about what's his name, Daryl, and the other girl, the shaved head. I forgot her name. Carol. Daryl and Carol.
I'm done.
They're going to have their own show. It's going to be a spin-off about
they'll never get me back. I don't even care where they go with the Rick Grimes movies at this point.
I don't care anymore.
I actually think Catwoman was better.
Well, Halle Berry is better than those put together, but not Catwoman.
Yes, that line.
I don't mind watching Catwoman because.
Oh, I don't mind watching.
So to tell you the truth, I mean, if you really gotta watch something, you might as well put that on. At least you can look at Halle Berry. I mean,
under your head, mute the damn thing, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, the mute button is your friend in that instance.
Yes, Carol. Oh yes,
that's the comment, Carol.
Have we?
Well, no, I was saying whatever her name is. Yeah, it's Carol. It's gonna be Daryl and Carol. We're gonna have their own show.
Daryl and Carol, and that's exactly what it's gonna be called. Daryl and Carol.
Joey Herrera, do you think that Daniel LaRusso is the real bully of the Karate Kid?
Yes.
I think you're getting some. You're getting, especially with the Cobra Kai, you're getting a little more of what's the other guy's name?
Johnny.
Yeah, you're getting more of his story, and you're seeing his point of view. And I get it can be. It's interesting that way. I hope season
good,
3 pulls
man.
it off.
I love it.
It's on Netflix now. It was trending.
I know.
So season 3 is done, I think.
Season 3 is coming. That's why Netflix bought it, because they want to put out season 3. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna really thrive there.
How I Met Your Mother basically set that whole series up.
Yep.
Because Barney Stinson had the belief that the real Karate Kid was Johnny Lawrence, played by William Zabka.
Oh yeah.
And William Zabka ended up becoming a part of that show in the last.
And so remember so was Ralph Macchio, but Ralph Macchio had like no dialogue in the show at all. Like,
Well, I love Ralph Macchio, but really Zabka is the star of the Cobra Kai.
And Ralph Macchio was a jerk in that show too.
Oh yeah. And they've really played with that and showed that Daniel is really a pompous douche. They've really turned it on its ear and actually giving credence to that whole argument, because there was an internet video several years ago that detailed Johnny as the hero, and then How I Met Your Mother expounded on that and just made it bigger and bigger. And then by the time they got to Cobra Kai, it was just like, yeah, we got to go with this. And they're doing a perfect job. It's amazing.
That's on Netflix, right?
It's on Netflix now. It started out on YouTube Red, but Netflix
people didn't see it. Not enough people saw it. Now
I still haven't seen Cobra Kai. My family's
wow, you got to check it out.
Neither have I. I got to check it out.
Well, the thing is, like, I've heard good things about it, but I think I told Nicotina this, but my family would not shut up about it for weeks, and so that really turned me off to the show. That's the thing. When that happens, when people talk about a show a lot to the point where it's just annoying, like, oh, you got to see it. It turns me off to, and I don't want to watch it.
It's like he hasn't seen The Boys.
Tiger King. That's why I never saw Tiger King.
Well, I didn't watch Tiger King because I'm tired of making stupid people famous. That's the thing. So
fair enough.
Yep, there you go.
Max, I sent you a DM.
Dawson's not going to make you famous. Forget about it.
It's for phobic. It's to convince all of us about that movie he likes so much.
Oh, okay.
Did you find it?
All right, hold on. I got to share this.
It's good stuff.
It's making me rethink my whole
whole existence.
Your listings.
Your whole existence. I hope not, based on this video.
All right, hold on. You're gonna all love this.
Suicidal solution.
I'm gonna have to watch.
I think they should bring her back for Flash. That would be funny.
That would be funny.
I don't think she should be in that costume though. I think they should do away with, have her being.
Are you kidding? They should just throw her in the costume just as a wink, just as a cameo. Have her on the street.
Michelle Pfeiffer, man. Give me Michelle Pfeiffer.
You're gonna have her too. You're gonna have me. You're gonna have.
I have an unpopular
Catwoman.
I have a very much a hot take on Catwoman. I don't like Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman.
Oh,
what?
Oh
no! Yeah, get him out of here.
Oh, the best part was when she was doing all those cartwels and then
she grosses me out.
She was like,
he doesn't like that scene.
She grosses me out.
Meow.
She reminds him of his grade school science teacher. That's what it is. It's a psychological thing.
Every scene that she's in just cringes me out. Like she looks at him and is like, meow. And I was like, ugh. And then she licks Batman's face, like, what the heck is that all about?
She was badass. She was just like hella dark, and I was
licking Batman's face. How does?
Well,
she's a cat.
Would you be complaining?
What were your thoughts on Anne Hathaway then?
Would you be complaining if Michelle Pfeiffer was licking your face in the 90s?
Janet Van Dyne.
I mean, that might be illegal.
I would have, because she's a random person that I'm not in a relationship with.
And he would have been a child.
And it would have been illegal at the time. So,
Max, you guys, I got to run. I know Poindexter wants to come in here, Enosh, so I would love to talk to him. I might come on later, and if he's still around, I'll jump on. But
is Enosh
Max,
coming?
I don't know. He wants to come in. But Max, a sci-fi dragon.
Yeah.
What?
Thanks a lot, sci-fi. People were upset with my guest earlier, and you weren't there.
Bad sci-fi dragon.
No, you conducted yourself well. Congratulations.
Yeah. All right, you guys. I gotta go.
Enosh is gonna give the smackdown to me in a second.
Oh, here it comes. Damn, I'm gonna miss this.
Yeah, come on, Enosh. Come on.
All right,
anyone streaming after this?
No, I'm definitely not streaming after this.
Yeah, he's going to bed.
Most people are going to bed.
Yeah, it's bedtime.
Who's next? Who's streaming next?
All right, Max, thank you so much for having me on. All right, you guys, Brian,
take
it easy. Dawson, I'll see you guys later.
See you, Andre.
All right, thanks. All right, I do have some more topics. If people want to see Enosh give me the smackdown, for even questioning Ray Fisher. Because I respect Enosh because he supports
my
him.
only thing about it is, and I was gonna say something if I did jump on. What's the end of all of this? I mean, even if he gets what he wants,
Accountability.
What I'm saying is what does that mean?
Accountability. It be out in the open, and then he's not going to decide anything. Other people are.
So
I think the main
apology work then. I mean, or do you want the guy's head on a platter?
No, I think the main objective here is simply to change the culture of Hollywood. That's the thing. Is like, which I understand it's a big thing. It's a very big concept to attack. But if we look at it, Hollywood is a
change
machine
has to start somewhere.
Exactly.
No,
you gotta start
I agree,
somewhere.
but I just don't think it's. I'm kind of looking at this as kind of like the Colin Kaepernick situation. It wasn't about what he did and how he did it. It was about the PR aspect of it, where it would be really difficult for a team to get him on without having to answer those questions and field those reporters and all that kind of stuff. And I don't think teams wanted that baggage. And that's why people
Hollywood loves that baggage, though.
Hollywood and the NFL are very different things.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. But it's kind of how I'm looking at it right now until everything gets sorted out. But it's just, I don't know.
That's a big thing. Like, we're still waiting for a lot of the facts. And a lot of the facts we probably won't ever get because it's probably going to be done behind closed doors and stuff. So, like, I totally understand your opinion there of just, like, waiting for more info because that's a proper way to do things. It's just me personally, a lot of people, we just see a lot of things that make sense. Kind of point toward a certain direction. Like, I totally understand your perspective, though.
But no, I understand though. Like, anytime you threaten someone's employment, you could be working at McDonald's. I mean, that's you're done. You know what I mean? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, I mean, I get that aspect of it, but changing the culture of Hollywood's been tried to be done.
I think Ray and Boyega should collaborate if they really want to make a real change. If they're not,
I think ultimately that's what's going to happen, Max.
Yes,
and I think happen. And it's interesting that you bring up the comparison of Colin Kaepernick, and I understand why you can draw that comparison. The difference, though, is that Ray Fisher has stated that he doesn't care if he's in another production for the rest of his life, whereas Colin Kaepernick is like trying to get on teams or trying, right? Trying.
He makes more money not playing, but yeah.
We won't get into that discussion, but there is that difference there. Ray Fisher doesn't care. He's all about simply the culture and change that and getting accountability for the actions that were committed, whereas Colin Kaepernick is, totally, it's kind of a different perspective, right? About getting back in. So anyway.
All right. Yeah.
But I'm just afraid when all the dust settles that there won't be much of a job left. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that concerns me.
Yeah, and I see that. I just don't think he cares.
Well, yeah, and if that's the case, then great. It's just I hate to see it because I like him as Cyborg. You know what I mean?
Right. Here's the thing, though.
I don't think his Cyborg thing is in jeopardy at all. I think that's far.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think because Hollywood, Hollywood likes to, I guess, praise those who speak up on account of like injustices that happen. They like that kind of thing. And so if Ray Fisher's to win this scenario, I think a lot of people in Hollywood will eat it up. I mean, Warner Brothers that were connected to stuff back then probably won't, but like
it'd be kind of like a Me Too thing. Not the same situation, but like where more people get behind it.
Yeah, people would get behind it. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Well, no, because it's like when the first, everybody hates their job, but nothing changes until one person speaks up.
Right. Exactly. And like people in the chat, like I understand that Hollywood's a big machine, and probably there's always gonna be jerks in Hollywood, but kind of like what you were just saying, like it's got.
I think we all know family members that have to deal with a hostile work environment too. This is things that are going to change in the future. More accountability in every workplace. I think we've all worked in a place where a manager just overstepped, was a complete a-hole, and you just dealt with it, and then like they throw them like in the Hollywood you get a project, shut up. That's basically why they said we were talking about your Flash movie. Shut up.
Yeah.
You're getting what you want. And he's like, I don't care about that. If you take him on his word, he does care, but he says he cares about accountability over his career.
Yeah.
He'll
do it if he gets the chance, but he wants the important things to be taken care of first.
Yeah. So yes, I do believe there is a future where Hollywood has to change. It's under more of a microscope than people, and
and
that it is important too, because it does also give people confidence to take up this in their own lives. There's still a lot of hostile work environments with managers that overstep. And you
just shut up and go to work.
All kinds of harassment still exists in the workplace even today. It still happens, even though there's these things in place. Like management sometimes knows people in HR and stuff. They, they're friends. This stuff happens.
Oh yeah, of
it's
course.
You have to think about that. Oh yeah, there's HR. You could go there, but
it's my cousin.
HR fans with the manager. Yep, that's it.
I mean,
that's what happens.
It's a reality. These people were all there working before you got there. You'd be a new person in the business, and I mean, this is reality. It's not good enough anymore. That's what he's saying.
No,
and then I also had this earlier. Are black guys the red shirts of the movie industry? Everyone knows that reference from Star Trek. They go first. I mean, are they? I think it's
like
exaggerated upon. It's exaggerated upon that there haven't been people that got it, black actors that have gotten a chance in Hollywood. I think it's exaggerated upon also for marketing. But if you go think of the stereotype with the horror movie, the black character goes first. That stereotype exists for a reason. I mean, I gave the example that Cyborg was his stuff was shot.
What's up?
Enosh, yes.
What's going on, guys?
Perfect timing, Enosh.
My man.
I was given this scenario. I say, put yourself in Ray Fisher's shoes. He was in a inclusive, progressive type of production with Zack Snyder and Terrio. They said, we want to know how a black man thinks when we're writing this character. We want you to be involved. It was a progressive project. Then they ripped the heart out of it, his origin story. Would they do that? That's what we were talking about the earlier stream. Some of these characters, you don't even realize. I'm not saying it's intentional. It could be intentional, but I don't think so. But it's so the norm that sometimes these characters are treated second.
Well, if you ask Lantern, Ray Fisher was being racist, so
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. I think here's the problem. That's way too much emphasis on that end of this story, because that is not the emphasis of this story. You see, what I hear is I hear people like Lantern. I hear other people going on about that side of the story. Oh, well, he wasn't able to see his character through, and his character got cut out of the movie so much because he wasn't the heart of it anymore, and so he was just upset about that.
And say booyah. You minimize that, but yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm sick and tired of hearing people talk about stuff that's not the point of this, and that's their whole point, is to make a point with that crap, and that's not the case. Listen to Ray Fisher. Stop putting, and I'm not mad at you, Max. I'm not here to put the smackdown on you, because it's not you. It's not you.
Okay.
It's people like when I watched your video earlier, I literally wanted to put my fist through my phone, because I'm so sick and tired of hearing these idiots who think that they have a point because they don't listen to the source, and all they hear is the talking heads, because all they listen to are people who think like them, and nobody's gotten any new information about it. And so they're going on about, he was cut out, and then they think they're being so smart by saying, well, yes, it was so inclusive, and he had a spot right there with Zack Snyder and Chris Terrio, and then for these other guys to come in, boy, that really makes a racial thing where he felt like he was exercise. If you listen to Ray Fisher, don't listen to these talking heads, but actually listen to what Ray Fisher has said and is talking about. He's never once gone on about, oh, well, they cut me out of it. He's never once gone on about how, oh, well, this is some racial thing because it wasn't about how a black man would look at it anymore. What has Ray Fisher said? Ray Fisher said there were things that went on behind the scenes that affected not just myself, but others. And he has made more of a point about the others well above himself and said, look, other people were put in positions that I did not think was right. And you know what? I can't speak to all these things because it didn't happen to me.
Right. And here's the thing about that too, is that when he says that he saw people being put in positions that he didn't think were right, it's not like this is Ray Fisher's first rodeo in performing ever.
Exactly.
He's been in productions where there's been a director, there's been people behind the scenes putting things together, like, for example, Broadway or other things like that where he's performed. So he's been around people who were in charge before, and he's seen the atmosphere of those, and he finally decides to speak up on this one. So it's not like, oh, it's my first time acting ever. Oh, wait, I don't think this is right. I'm going to fight against these people who know better than me. That's not the situation.
Well, and not just that, Dawson, but like he even said in one of his Instagram videos, he said, look, before I was even in acting, I had a regular job where I literally I was organizing people together in a union, and we got fired because of it. And we had to go above and beyond and attack this. And he said, this is not the first time that I've dealt with this kind of corruption, and it probably won't be the last time. But that's why he has said, I don't care if I ever get another job. I don't care if I never am able to act again. I don't care if like it said there that they can replace me with somebody else.
Your bias is showing they're phobic. There's no way that
it doesn't matter though.
Cyborg is better.
But see, here's the thing is, he says it doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is what is right is what's right, and what's wrong is what's wrong. And you know what? You know what people can't stand? Is because he's not playing into your wants. He's not playing into what you want, because you want people like Lantern and these others, they want him to reveal all of his cards to you and tell you what happened, because you just eat it up. You're just like the masses who just want to eat up the drama and eat up all the stuff, and because you want it fed to you.
And that would in turn harm the people that he's trying to protect.
Exactly, Dawson. Exactly. And because he's a man, and because he's a man of integrity, he's not going to reveal all of somebody else's secret, private issues that happen to them, because he has to have them on board with what is going to happen, whatever it is that's going to happen. Look, and I've said from the very beginning, if it comes out that Ray Fisher has nothing, and that Ray Fisher, like, if it ever came out that Ray Fisher like made this all up, or that it turned out to be nothing, I would be the first person. I am prepared. I'm fully prepared to stand in front of my audience and say, you know what? I was wrong. The problem is these other people are not prepared to even give it a chance. They give lip service to saying, well, we don't see anything coming out. We're going to wait until it comes out. Bullcrap. You're already trying Ray Fisher in the public vernacular, trying to make it look and trying to make it seem like he doesn't have anything, and trying to get people to think negatively about him, because that fits what they want, because they want to protect these people, just like Walter Hamada apparently said, oh, well, I don't think something like that, that Jeff Johns would do something like that. How many times have you heard that kind of crap out of people? I don't think that people would do that. This person would do something like that.
That's what everyone says about every person that commits a crime, basically. I know him. He's my neighbor.
Because here's the thing about that, is that Jeff Johns worked for Walter Hamada. You act differently in front of your boss than you do in front of the people that you're in charge
of. And Enosh, yes, I made this point earlier when I said all these people that are trashing Ray Fisher right now are only doing it for the same reason that Walter Hamada told Ray Fisher, we'll give you Joss Whedon and John Berg, but can you lay off Jeff Johns? It's because they love Jeff Johns. They're fans of Jeff Johns. They don't want to lose Jeff Johns. If Ray Fisher was just going after John Berg and Joss Whedon, there'd be more people on Ray Fisher's side. But because he's calling out a powerful, well-known comic book writer, you have all these people going apeshit about it and going up in arms, accusing Ray of making stuff up, of not, of thinking, oh, he's just lying. Oh, he just doesn't know how to handle it. That's all this is about. It's like you're attacking a guy that we like. So because you're attacking a guy we like, where what
my favorite thing is right now. Here's my favorite thing, and Max. So I watched. I'll be honest with you. So I didn't watch the whole thing. So I didn't see the end. Okay, because I had some other stuff to
You
do.
didn't miss much.
But I started watching,
Oh,
and the problem. And look, I don't know who Lantern is. I don't know anything about him, so I can't speak to him on any other thing. All I noticed was this. All I noticed was this out of Lantern. He has the same tired excuses and things to say negatively about the situation that these other talking heads do. And you know what? We got into a conversation in the back and forth in your chat. And one of the first things he went after is he tried to defend and try to make it out that I made up the stupid gay comments.
I would have done the same video you did, Enosh, if I heard that. I would have.
And you know what? And you know what? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm sick of having to tell people I didn't send that video to Ray Fisher. I had no contact with Ray Fisher.
I sent it to him.
Look, I don't know who sent it to him. I don't know if he found it himself. All I know is this. He apparently saw it, and people can say whatever they want to. And you know what? People look, every day I get at least one message from somebody that goes, "Oh, well, you just you just support him because he called out your channel now," and stuff like that. You know what? Look, if you had a channel, you'd be excited too if somebody like Ray Fisher called out your channel.
Still waiting for
and you know what? And you know what? I'm gonna love that until the very day, until the day that somebody proves to me or something comes out that shows that Ray Fisher is not being honest about this. I will play that up forever. Yeah. But here's the thing: that's not why I've been singing this guy's. I've been singing this guy's praises and on board with Ray Fisher.
Oh, you got a stand-in problem. You're getting more standees back
before. Yeah, I know, right? But long before the man ever called out my channel or said anything.
Oh, there's R2 too.
Yeah, right. Like, yeah, I know, man. It's great. But no, listen, I have been in favor of letting the man have his peace. And I don't understand. And Dawson and I have talked about this offline even. I don't understand why it is that people don't get what Ray Fisher's doing. And that's the problem that I had with Lantern on your channel. Is Lantern keeps going on about
he says accountability. You just have to if you agree, if you believe him or not, that's a different story. But he says
there's nothing to believe. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Everybody who's like, oh, well, he hasn't shown any evidence yet. I know that. I've never come out in any of my videos and said I know what evidence Ray Fisher has.
Well, I did personally throw some heat specifically from my channel. Is it over? I really don't I stand by Ray. I just don't see how this is going to move forward after Fandom, after all these events are done. I don't foresee them revisiting this unless he keeps bringing it up. I don't see him starting his own investigation.
But he's not the one, Max. Yeah. He's not the one. Look, and I will give you a little bit of a rib for this. Okay, is this idea that Ray, well, you know, he's timing this just correctly because Fandom was coming up. Max, that's just not true. It's Warner Brothers Pictures, and this is what I was sending you, is there's a difference between if people act like because it's got Warner Brothers in the name that it's all the same company, and it's not. Right. Warner Brothers Pictures is the company that Ray is going after for what they allowed to happen. Right. That's a separate company from Warner Media.
They're all under the umbrella of AT&T, but they're separate, right?
They're separate companies, just like I explained this on my channel, but I worked for FedEx for a few years. I worked for Kinko's first, and then Kinko's got purchased by FedEx. I was in sales, okay? Kinko's purchased FedEx, and they at first they made Kinko's the fourth operating arm, their fourth operating company of FedEx. You had FedEx Express, which is the only company, by the way, that is actually run by FedEx in general, because that's the overnight stuff, the express stuff. And then you had a second arm, which is FedEx Freight, which is a completely different company and does their own thing. They do not run by the same standards or whatever that FedEx does. Then you have FedEx Ground. FedEx Ground, you know those guys, you know, with the green trucks, the green logo, those guys don't even work for FedEx. Those guys are independent contractors.
Why would you believe anyone at face value?
They own their own trucks. Yeah, they own their own trucks, and they're the ones who deliver stuff that comes, it takes 2-3 days to get to you. And then the fourth one was Kinko's, and they made it FedEx Kinko's. But here's the thing: we were responsible for our own numbers. And after that first year, when FedEx Kinko's didn't do very well, you know what FedEx did? They said, whoops. You know what? We're going to have to rethink this thing. And they cut off FedEx Kinko's. They brought it under the umbrella of FedEx Services, with a bunch of other crap thrown in, and they now called it FedEx Office. And it's no longer an operating branch on its own of FedEx. That's the same thing with Warner's. Warner has music stuff like when we've talked about Star Wars Theory. When he had the thing that happened to him a couple years ago with his Vader Shards of the Past fan film, and we all thought it was Disney going after him, that was Warner Music that went after him because what's his name? Conductor John Williams. Mm-hmm. John Williams, his music company falls under Warner. Even though it was for the Star Wars movie. So even though Star Wars Theory got permission from Disney, he had permission from Disney to make his film. He just couldn't profit off of it. Warner Music had the copyright connection, and they're the ones who went after him. And it took Disney saying, no, we own that. And because people made such a stink about it, Disney stepped in because Disney was getting the bad press about it because of what happened. And so Disney was the one who stepped in and told Warner Brothers, get the heck out of here and drop the copyright claim on his stuff. That's what people are missing here. So the thing is that Ray went into that meeting to cooperate because he always said he wanted that third party, investigator. Right. And so they thought they were getting that from Warner Media.
Yeah.
But that's not what happened. Ray's video specifically says, but here's the thing. Listening to Lantern, he didn't say that. You didn't say that either.
I think
Max.
I mentioned it.
No, Max, you kept saying Warner Media.
I corrected it later.
Okay. Well, okay. If you did, then that's fine. But the problem is that all those words aren't interchangeable as we think they are. Well, because the thing is he went into that meeting, and then we don't know who the surprise witness was, but he said that they dropped a surprise witness on him. And then he realized that it was not Warner Media, that it was Warner Pictures. And that's when he stepped back, like any of us should, if we were involved in
and even better yet, all the findings from that interview or all the evidence that we revealed there would go to Warner Brothers law. Or Pictures law.
Matt, I do want to hear from Matt on.
And so he stepped back, but hold on, let me just finish my saying, because he stepped back and he said, "Look, guys, I can't talk about this without my counsel." To which he says that they tried to force questions because they're going to keep pushing. They wanted to keep pushing. They wanted him to have to answer stuff with whoever that secret surprise witness was. They wanted him to be there and to be saying things, and he finally backed out and said, "No, I'm not going to say anything without my counsel," and then immediately contacted his counsel and has the receipts to prove it. But he's not the one. You didn't see Ray Fisher coming out going, "Hey, look, this is what happened. I tried to cooperate and they didn't cooperate." No, Warner Pictures dropped the bomb on that and said, they released a press release. It was all over all these articles
on Friday night too.
On Friday night that says, look at Ray Fisher. He's making all this fuss, but he wouldn't cooperate. He stepped back and stepped out of it, right? And he's to make Ray Fisher look bad and to make it look like he was not being cooperative with the so-called third party thing.
I don't foresee them revisiting it unless they really pushed.
He had to come out with that. That wasn't him doing that. Well, it's a week before Fandom. I better get something out real quick, and I better make sure that I get my word out there to be able to capitalize on Fandom coming up.
They forced his hand.
He had to defend himself, and he did a very good job of it because he dropped the receipts on everyone. And Matt, I have to apologize to you because I said I wasn't going to come online and I wasn't going to do this, and you and I were going to record. But I get pulled in because I'm sick of hearing this stuff.
I do want to hear from
you back in.
I do want to hear from you, Matt, because I still stand by. I still am a fan of Ray. I don't foresee them really revisiting this.
Oh, they will,
especially after the Fandom.
They will,
and the pressure's not on
The pressure will be on.
I don't see Ray doing his own investigation, or maybe they might say we tried. Do you see Warner? Because also, yeah, I do understand the Warner Brothers and Warner Media separate thing, but that would also publicly state that there's a problem between the two as well. That's bad press on itself. I don't foresee this. I don't know where it's going. I'll be the first to admit that I'm wrong. I just don't see them revisiting. They have shown confidence in Jeff Johns. He was on the panels. He is involved in the future of Stargirl. He's really doing gangbusters for the comics, for DC Comics when they need it, because they've laid a lot of people off. I don't see them revisiting unless their hand is forced. And then if Ray does another Twitter thing, unless it's like a bombshell or an article in Deadline where he really lays out the receipts, I don't see this being pursued further. Unless he actually does do the receipts. If he just does another tweet like he's done before, what's your thoughts?
Phobic, I'm guessing, yeah, Phobic Xeno. So Phobic just mentioned there, and Ray Fisher showed an email basically showing that WB was correct about him not cooperating.
No, it's not
true. That's not true.
Let me attack this, Enoch, because I'll give you a break for a second. I think I know exactly what you're thinking.
Tag in.
There you go.
Matt's been in here for 5 minutes.
I know, but this is stuff we were here though talking about this. I know Matt's gonna have some. But take it, Dawson.
So here's the thing. So to suggest that Ray Fisher was not cooperating would suggest that the entire process was exactly how Ray Fisher was told it was going to be, and that it was simply a fair process, which it was not, as we can tell from the email that Ray Fisher screenshotted and put on Twitter. Basically, what he's saying is that, like Enosh was saying, it was basically a setup. It was basically what it is. He was told it was going to be a impartial third party that did not have a hand in anything, but it turns out he was working for Warner Brothers, which is the people being investigated, which is a huge conflict of interest.
Yes.
It's a huge conflict of interest. And when you're in a situation like that and you have no one there to represent you, you do the smart thing. You get out of there and then talk with your team. That is the logical thing to do.
I agree with him leaving. I do.
When it comes to legal things. And the thing is that Ray Fisher's going to keep on this because he's about accountability. So that's why I don't see it dying down, because he's going to go after this because he wants to see accountability in Hollywood and in a situation. I don't see him stepping down just because DC fandom's over. I don't see that being the case.
I think they really wanted to get some type of investigation done before it, and then
they did,
and they failed. Yeah, and they failed. They screwed themselves.
And now they have the opportunity to say we tried. Unless Warner Media oversteps and says no, we're doing our own investigation, but then that would be bad press because the general public doesn't understand Warner Brothers and Warner Media are going at it.
What if Warner Media is doing their own investigation behind the scene,
which they probably are?
Well, I want to hear from Matt because I actually count Matt as an expert. Matt, go ahead. Sorry.
So. Okay, I came into this halfway through. Like, I understand the context. However, could you just preface this with a question so I have something to go off of here?
All right. So what I'm saying here is now that it's DC fandom's over, not as many people were thinking about DC content, and Jeff Johns was on the panels, and they're showing confidence in him going forward. Do you think that Warner Media is going to overstep?
Confidence is a generous word.
Or really, Warner Media is going to say, "Oh, we're going to launch it."
We showed his face. Now.
I basically think that they can use "we tried" and it didn't work out and move on unless he really pushes the envelope and actually gives the receipts. I just don't see a way that this is going to come out now. I think it's what if he just comes out with another vague tweet?
Okay, so what you're saying, so I can understand this in like a less than 5-minute diatribe. You're saying that now that DC fandom is over, that the investigation is effectively going to also be over.
I think if they were going to do what Ray wants, it would be bad press because then they'd be admitting publicly what most fans know that follow closely, that Warner Brothers and Warner Media are at each, there's still conflict there. That's a bad look after fandom. I don't think they want to revisit it at all.
See, I don't think there's like, everyone keeps trying to pit them against each other. They're still literally like part of the same overall conglomerate. So corporate synergy is, we saw this with the first fandom, is at maximum. So like, I don't take any of those conversations with any bit of a grain of anything really, because they're all part of the same umbrella company, and it's all they're all part of the same ecosystem. They can maybe have people who don't like each other, but I don't see it going anywhere. But Ray is a completely different situation.
Yeah,
What's happening is, and this is just again my perspective, Ray's got all the cards in his favor on this one.
Okay.
Because every single time it starts to kind of die down, he drops something new, and then he gets a response, and it's not just like a tweet out of Warner's. It's articles in the Hollywood Reporter and Variety and Deadline. It is all of these massive outlets. These trades are completely talking about this all the time, and it gets a lot of play in my timeline. Holy shit!
Okay.
Like, I follow way too many DC people. It's just nothing all day. I'm like, God, and I get it. So the way I look at it is like, Ray is not out to like take down Warner Brothers. He's not even, I don't think really out to take down Jeff Johns, John Berger, Joss Whedon. He's just like, I want an apology.
Yep.
That's what he wants. Like, my interpretation of it is he's not demanding, like Cyborg to get his own movie or his own TV show or anything. He's just like, I want accountability for what happened on set. I want people who felt like they were mistreated to be given that apology that they're owed. And it's not just him. Listen to Kevin Smith. He talked to people who worked on both cuts, and he was like, no, Joss Whedon was not a big fan of what Snyder was up to. And you could tell that Jeff Johns, John Berg, while they were in control, because you got to go back and look at when they came into power. It was the second week of BVS when it had that massive drop, and Warner Brothers scrambled to try to fix things because, they like to overcorrect all the time.
Yep.
So they just completely shafted Zack Snyder. And this is before any of us got to see the freaking Ultimate Cut. If the Ultimate Cut would have gone to theaters, dude, we would not even be having this conversation. We would have already seen Justice League Part 2. All right. Like, that's what would have happened if we would have actually gotten the movie we were supposed to get. And so those guys, they messed around and they mistreated people because they were like, oh, big dicks on campus sort of thing. And Ray is standing up and saying something. And right now, coming off of the Me Too movement, which getting these actors to come out and talk about the mistreatment of what happens in the industry. And believe me, I have lived and worked in LA. I know what it's like. It's not everything, but like, people out there are exceptionally self-centered, and not everybody, people in power generally is what I'm trying to say. A lot of your low-level people, best people I've ever met. But in positions of power, when there's money, when there's influence, when there's sway,
it's like Entourage.
Yeah, it really, Entourage, like, dude, Entourage was legit. Very accurate. Was very accurate.
Its time with the Weinstein,
it was
everything.
By the way, we can't say that we believe Ray, because we don't know what Ray has to say yet. We don't know what's there. The thing that we're saying, Phobic, is the fact that we are saying stop with the trying to cut him down so nobody will listen to him when he does reveal what he has to say in his own time.
Look at John Boyega. Boyega comes out and just goes like, they totally left my character hanging, and then everyone's like,
yep,
yeah, you get a medal, sir. And I believe Boyega, and I'm very happy that he stood up and said something, because it does showcase the problems of the sequel trilogy. But as I said in my video, when Boyega talked, I'm like, I think Ray Fisher had a big part to do with that. I think Fisher coming out and criticizing the top brass, which is not something you get very often, because what I love about Fisher is Fisher's like, I got nothing to lose on this one. If it costs me my career, who gives a shit? F you, I'm gonna do it anyway. And he's got this, like, he's in this place where like they say something and he counters it instantly.
Well, the last thing he said was they were talking about the Flash movie. He was talking to Hamada, and that was kind of like a vague thing too. Like, we were trying to talk about the Flash movie, and you just keep talking about this. Like, move on.
Well, see, no, because that's a studio trying to offer him a deal. It's negotiation through the trades. It's what Sony did with Marvel when Sony bonked the Spider-Man deal a year ago. Right? Sony was trying to negotiate through the trades by going, it wasn't our fault. No, it totally was. Mm-hmm. And we all know that. And in this particular situation, they're trying to make this go away because it is bad press for them. Did I cut out?
No. Where's this coming up from? I don't know.
Somebody made a Kathleen Kennedy reference, and the whole world stops.
The Commandant's almost coming.
No.
But really, again, just to kind of summarize, is the way I look at it is Ray knows something. He's not the only one. Like, Gal and Ben and Jason.
Well, someone told me Barcelona B said something earlier today that Joss wanted her to do that scene, Gal.
Where the
everyone
flash
hates.
lands
I
on her
didn't know
breast and
that.
she didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And there's reports that are saying that Joss Whedon sent her to a trailer and basically like threatened her career.
Oh, really? I didn't know
that's
that.
the report. Like the thing is, like, look, I've heard that rumor too. That's a very bombastic and that's very damaging rumor.
Sure.
And it's one of those things where it's like, I would like to see what Ray has to say about that because he would probably know.
Right.
But the fact that Momoa came out on Insta and had put the I stand with Ray Fisher, I was like, my man. I love Momoa.
Matt, don't you find it interesting though that
we're not Cat. I'm not defending that.
Don't you think it's interesting, Matt, that before Momoa did that, so all these talking heads and all these people on the corner and all these raging Muppets, right? We're all like, oh, nobody's supporting him. See, that shows you right there. And
raging Muppets. That would be a good show.
And there's been like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different actors in the past couple days that have supported him.
Right. So nobody was supporting him back then. So that was their whole thing was like, look, if he had something, they would support him. And then the day that Jason Momoa did that, the coroner says, oh, well, that doesn't matter. That doesn't mean anything. Shut the heck up. You know what? I need Matt to be able to say some expletives for me because I don't talk like that. But come on. Come on.
Preach
Give
it.
me a break.
So
you can't have it both ways. This is drawing me into this whole thing again because I'm getting ticked off listening to people talk like they got no common sense whatsoever. And they're just like, oh yeah, it matters. Oh, this is the biggest thing, guys. Look, this is what the thing is. And then it's like, oh, that happened? Well, that doesn't matter.
It doesn't fit our narrative anymore.
Right. They keep moving the goalposts. They're moving the goalposts constantly.
I'll put it to you like this. Like, I'll tell you something. Like, Hollywood is very predatory. Okay, and I have my own.
That's why this is all plausible. You know.
I have my own kind of Me Too story about Hollywood. It's a little bit weird. It's nothing like I got like assaulted or nothing like that, but. When I first moved to LA, there was a woman that I met who was about 8 years older than me. And we were working together on short film presentation. Like we would do these short film meetups every month where we would, invite local filmmakers. We would go find a bar or something that would let us host this event. And we were doing this for a while. And at one point, like we were always kind of hanging out and she would make these very suggestive comments towards me. And like she at one point, because she knew I had a girlfriend, and at the time she was single. She at the time she was single, and she had just been broken up with this guy who was like, dude, this guy looked good, and like for some reason she was like using me to like get back at him, which is weird. But she would go around and tell people that she's like my second girlfriend, and all of these weird, inappropriate things, saying them in front of me. But when I kind of like when we had our falling out, I lost like my entire friend group that I'd built with her because of that. And so it's like, Hollywood is like that. People will follow what they believe to be power. So when you look at someone like, Andy and Jody and what they're trying to do here, they're always going to try to follow who has the most power because in their mind, it best suits what is going to be the easiest for them to accomplish because they're lazy.
That's how you get on the red carpet,
Yeah, they're lazy in my opinion. Like they don't create anything. They just talk out their ass all the time, and they don't even really, Andy is a smart guy and he can make salient points, but he's so invested into this nonsense that it just ends up delineating anything he has to say. But when you look at someone like Ray and what Ray is doing, Ray is fighting a greater fight. He is fighting for a greater cause. And in LA, in the industry, when it comes to the way actors are treated, especially by directors sometimes, and especially based upon the stories you will hear, it is good that an actor is coming out and demanding accountability and he's leveraging his social media presence at a time when they absolutely need that social media presence to be on their side, them being the studio. Because COVID right now, with everything going on, Warner's
social media is the only thing they see.
It's the only thing they see. Yeah. I mean, like Tenet bombed. It died. You know what? That was a canary in the coal mine. They screwed up. I mean, Nolan pushed for it, but they screwed up and they lost so much money because it's just not the right time. So why do you think Wonder Woman got pushed back to December? And why do you think Wonder Woman's probably going to go to next year? Yep. Because Sony's not opening up until everything's fixed. And that's going to be a year after a vaccine, according to Dr. Fauci. We're in this for the long haul. So right now there's a lull in everything. So Ray is smartly in my mind. He's smartly in my mind using this downtime when people are looking for things to talk about and they do want accountability, you know, because we are in this cancel culture world heavily right now. And he's using it in a direct way to get change and to get acknowledgement and an apology. And I think that is what he's going to continue to do. You know, he's got Zach on his side. We know he's got Momoa. Gal is most likely there. Henry and Ben and Ezra are probably all on his side. And as we get closer and closer to the release of the Snyder Cut, as we get closer to that coming out, we're going to start seeing more press and more interviews and more things along those lines. And Ray's going to have to be right there because guess who's going to be front and center of all the trailers going forward? Cyborg. Yeah, they're going to have to deal with him, and they're going to have to continuously deal with him until this comes out, which is not going to be for a while. And so hopefully he'll get what he needs. But what he needs from us is he needs the fans to back him up, the fans to tweet it, the fans to discuss it, and the fans to stay not only calm, but polite. We have to stay polite.
Informed.
Yes, and informed. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Joker, you can call me Joker. I won't speak for Dawson, but I will say this. I understand that it's about what you have to prove. I get that. But here's the thing. And I've said it, and Brian has backed me up on this several times. Okay. Where we've talked about this. Yeah. There is no end game that makes sense if Ray Fisher is lying.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What would he stand to gain?
There is nothing that he can gain.
Yeah.
If he's lying.
Right.
He's literally putting everything on the table and saying, this thing happened. And I don't care if I get a job. I don't care if you shun me. You can crucify me. You can laugh at me. You can mock me. People can say whatever they want to say about me. I don't care if the whole world crashes down around me. As long as I got a house and a pair of shoes on my feet and a shirt on my back, I'll go back and live at my mom's house.
Yeah, he said that.
I don't care. Do you guys understand? See, people ask me all the time, like, why do you believe what he says?
Yeah, but this isn't just like a person on social media. He's an actor. Like his Flash movie, he could have just got his Flash role. Didn't you hear Hamada? They were negotiating he could have shut up and just said, "Oh, I'm going to be in the Flash movie." That could be his thing, but he's actually putting it at risk.
So maybe I missed a quote from a movie or whatever. I just took your comment for face value, but I'm just saying. But see, you may be quoting something else. But see, this is the type of stuff I know I hear. Dawson, I'm guessing you hear it too because you have an answer prepared for this stuff. And I'm just saying, like, this makes no sense. If Ray Fisher, if it comes out tomorrow, Ray Fisher made the whole thing up. It's all fake. There was nothing that ever happened and whatever. Okay. I'm prepared to come out and say, well, you know what? Then the guy's got some pretty big issues.
Actually, Enosh, we have evidence, though, because John Berg came out and said the reason why Ray Fisher is upset is because we forced him to say booyah. So he's admitting that there's something there that they forced him to do that he didn't want to do.
And Zod, that's fine. But you know what? Even then, like, dude, like, what I'm saying is like, no matter what it is, if it came out that it's none, that there's nothing, then you know what? I'd be more concerned for Ray's mental health, and I would be concerned for him as a person because this makes no sense. Otherwise,
it doesn't make sense.
You don't go all in and
commit
say,
career suicide. You know,
yeah, you don't throw yourself on a sword like this.
Right? These people
there's nothing there.
Again, the reason why these people are being so critical of Ray Fisher is because he's coming out against Jeff Johns. If it wasn't Jeff Johns, they wouldn't care. They would be all about it.
I love the comments. I said, what if Robert Downey Jr. came out and said something like this?
Amen.
Right.
What if Chris Evans came out and said something like this?
Yeah. Part of me thinks I don't want to play the card. I hate playing the card. I partly think it has a bit to do with the color of his skin and the fact that he's not as well known as Boyega. Boyega got the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I've heard people calling Ray Fisher all kinds of names.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
And totally making fun of him and everything just because they're talking about their beloved Jeff Johns. I mean,
here's
come
the thing,
on, man.
Here's the thing: is that people seem to think like, oh, like Ray Fisher's making these accusations out of nowhere. Is like, if you've been paying attention, there have been reports all over talking about the mess of stuff that was happening behind the scenes of Zack Snyder's Justice League and the DCU in general.
Since the Snyder Cut movement began, since before it started.
Since Man of Steel. Like ever since Man of Steel, there's been stuff that's been happening in the background to Zack Snyder personally. So why would it be such a stretch when somebody else, a part of that production or those productions, comes out and says, "Yeah, this stuff was happening"? Why is it that much of a stretch?
I would love to see these people if these people would turn on somebody big. If somebody big came out, like say for example Ben Affleck, if he came out and said something against Jeff Johns and said, "It's all true what Ray is saying."
Done.
Listen.
And Paul in the comments here, see, you're asking the same question that I'm saying frustrates me, because you're saying, what evidence has he dropped? You're missing the point. Here's the point. Here's the point. Nobody knows yet what it is that Ray has.
And Ray's been very clear about why he hasn't gotten specific.
Exactly.
He's been very clear about it.
All we know is that Ray has said things happened, and they will come to light in the time. Everybody's looking for evidence. Everybody wants this evidence presented, and you say, well, he's not presenting any evidence, so he must not have anything. You're missing the point. We're not defending. I am not defending anything. I am not making any accusations based on something that Ray Fisher supposedly said that I believe is evidence that this stuff happened. I'm saying when a man goes to the lengths that he's going to say there are things that are happening, there are things that did happen, you need to wait, because I have to make sure that I have all the people protected that the stuff happened to, because it wasn't just me, and I'm looking out for other people, and I'm making sure that they're safe, because he even said in one of his Instagram videos, he said, look, if it was me, I could just come out and say the stuff because I have a social media following. I have people to back me up. I've got people who will stand with me. He says, and I don't have to worry about losing my job or my livelihood or my future. He says, so that leads to me to believe this isn't just actors we're talking
about. He's protecting people.
He's protecting what maybe he's protecting key grips. Maybe he's protecting people like who were on this.
Amen.
And
yes.
He flat out said those people don't have social media people behind. They don't have they don't have thousands of Instagram.
Don't call him a liar until we know.
They don't have
same point.
They don't have people who are going to come to their thing. You know what? Because the thing is that those people, that all somebody at Warner Brothers has to do is say, oh, they're saying something about us, they're fired, they're gone. They don't have the support that a Ray Fisher has. And Ray Fisher has said, look, I've worked regular jobs where I've organized people and brought people together because I care about people. That's all I need. When the evidence comes out, when it comes out in the public, finally, what he does or does not have, then we'll make our distinctions about, okay, is Ray going too far on this one? Is Ray telling the truth on this?
Then
we can do those things. But
Paul, there's no evidence that he's not telling the truth either.
And Paul, what evidence are you talking about that says his NDA excuse is BS? What evidence is there? Because I know Enosh and I have talked about this. And Matt can back me up on this. I believe I'm right about this. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but each NDA is different. NDAs are different in nature.
Yep.
No,
and so to say that an NDA doesn't cover a certain thing is very much a broad and negligent statement, because you don't know the specifics of the NDA. We're just simply theorizing because of the timing of everything. Once Zack Snyder's Justice League was announced, then Ray Fisher started to come out with these things a little bit after, because he was freed from that initial NDA. At least that's what I think.
Well, I would argue that the NDA does have about a 2-year, perhaps. Most of the time the NDAs have a couple years until they lapse, right?
Exactly.
So I did a sponsorship back in 2016 that had a 2-year and non-disparagement clause in the NDA, and that was a big factor to some people who didn't like that I'd worked at this company, because there was a non-disparagement clause. Even though I had no particular issue with the company, but it is what it is. So in this particular case, he could have been the NDA expired, or what he's referring to goes outside the bounds of the NDA. He has made accusations, but he's not made specific. He has not. Okay. I guess the best way to describe it is, and when it comes to investigations, his entire thing was, I want an investigation. That's what he wanted. So when you want an investigation, you don't come out and you dump everything on the table, because it ends up polluting the investigation, because then it takes everything. So it's like if you're following a murder case, and I do a lot of true crime coverage. So if you're following a murder case, the police are not going to release, even though you want details, like you really want details, they're not going to release details because those details are what the parties involved would know. And if they release those details, then those details become kind of null and void because then anything could really happen as a result of that. So in this case, what Ray is alleging is that John Berg, allowed and encouraged Joss Whedon and his behavior, what the allegations are on set. In my opinion of that, my interpretation is the disparagement against Zack Snyder and what he was attempting to do. And perhaps, Ray looks at it being a specific way because remember, he had said that when he was brought on to the movie, he sat down with Terrio and Zack and they worked on Cyborg's story. And he was a heavy input into that story because Cyborg was the heart. And maybe there was a bit of, butting heads between Ray and Joss. Let's be fair. There probably was, but you know what? I mean, Ray probably took it and just didn't like what they were saying because for whatever reason, we don't know yet. But what he wants is a third party investigation. What he's getting is not a third party investigation. And so it does come across like Warner's trying to pull the wool over not only his eyes, but everyone else's eyes. And he's like, no, we're not playing this game. And he's standing up for what he wants. And I'm all for it with him on that one. Man.
Parademon comes a great comment because it's not popular. It's not popular. We just want to consume. We don't want to think about this shit. And that's part of my frustration with too. I just want to focus on. Yeah. But geeks not caring about accountability in the industry we indulge is a very common archetype. All most geeks want is to consume product, and if you get in the way, you're a bad guy.
Right, and that's why you're seeing so many people attack Ray Fisher now because they feel like Ray Fisher is getting in the way, and they don't want their precious Jeff Johns to be.
Before I came in, Dawson was making a comment because I was listening on my phone while I was setting up my stuff real quick, and Dawson made a great statement about the fact that, look, what this is about is about helping to change the industry at the end of the day. And you know what? And let me tell you guys something. Look, I'm getting riled up about this, but I'll tell you one thing.
Is anyone streaming after this?
No, I'm not. No, this guy next to me right here.
I could.
Dawson.
Or is Dawson gonna go stream? I don't know.
No. I'm saying this guy said I joked in a private DM with him with some other people, but I said, every time I turn around and I think that I like this guy enough, he says something or does something that just wins me over even that much more. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like because Dawson has shown me in just the short time I've known him. Like, I don't know Dawson personally, but Dawson's the kind of guy that I wish like lived down the street from me. Not because we just see eye to eye on everything. In fact, we're talking about doing something actually that where we like, kind of butt heads on some stuff. But I like Dawson because Dawson in a world of everyone just having to be right, Dawson actually comes with legitimate things and lays stuff out. And I swear to God, I just wish more people were like that and had conversations, because that's the way I try to conduct myself, is to not just get on this hype. People accuse me of that all the time because of the whole Ray Fisher thing and stuff. But here's the deal. I look at things for what they are. They're not always going to be popular opinions. There's not always going to be popular things, but we're talking, you can call it pie in the sky. You can call it our hopes and dreams, whatever. But I think we would live in a better world if we start holding each other accountable and start holding these industries accountable that keep feeding us the same garbage over and over again. I mean, my God, Matt just even did a video about like, what's the new show that, Doogie Howser. Like, we need a new Doogie Howser for today. We keep getting the same rehashed garbage from Hollywood. And look, Hollywood elite think that they're above us all now. Like they literally think that they are just the opinion, like we all care, like we all want their opinions, like we just live and die by their opinions, and their farts don't stink, so we're gonna sniff right up to them. And I'm telling you, at the end of the day, I think this is a very good thing what's happening, because like Dawson said, there needs to be a change, like a real change. I'm not talking about saying at the Oscars and stuff, like if you want to be best picture, you got to hit all these, things or whatever.
He can sing it.
That's a bunch of malarkey. I'm talking about real change that actually affects how things are done.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And everything you said, I'll be right back at you, Enosh. I really appreciate all you do. And I do want to say something real quick. You talk about Hollywood and the machine. And how I look at it is this. A lot of things that happen in Hollywood, which have been exposed over the past couple of years, shows that a lot of Hollywood is full of bullies.
Yep.
And what is the best way to empower a bully? To not say anything. That's the best way to empower a bully, by not saying a dang thing. And I experienced that a lot growing up. I moved around a crap ton growing up. I went to probably 6 different schools with junior high and high school combined in like 6 years. So I was always the new kid. So I was always experiencing bullying. And the bullies grow stronger and stronger if you don't do anything about it. If you don't say anything, if you don't speak up for yourself, it only gets stronger and stronger because they feel like they have that power over you. That's exactly how Hollywood is. And when actors finally speak up and say like, hey, this messed up stuff is happening, then all of a sudden we say that they're crying wolf. Like, no, they're just fed up of all the stuff that is happening. They're tired of the people higher up just being allowed and permitted to do all this garbage stuff. Now I'm not going to go and believe every single thing that every actor says. I'm not going to do that because I'm going to look into the evidence of every single situation. That's how you should address everything.
Absolutely.
You should go case by case,
Absolutely.
look at the facts and see if it supports what you initially think. If it doesn't, then change your perspective. But when it comes to stuff like this, and with Ray Fisher specifically, I've seen a lot to where I'm starting to believe a lot of what he's saying because of evidence of the things we've heard about other people that happened on the set.
Yeah.
And so again, the only way to defeat a bully is to say something.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
sorry, I was agreeing with what you're saying, Dawson. I just love that. I wanted to share that clip earlier.
There's no worries.
That was the best clip ever under Dawson's narration.
What set off the people that I got into with it a month or two ago was the fact that Ray has absolutely to this day ignored them. The bullies that tried to force him, that said, you need to come on our show, you need to apologize to us, you need to tell us and give us the exclusive of what you're saying. He has absolutely ignored them and not given them the time of day. He hasn't shouted out their channels. He hasn't said, hey guys, it's okay, like I'll get to it when I get to it, you guys or whatever. He hasn't done any of that. And you know why? Because he's doing exactly what Dawson is saying right there. He is not giving them any power whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I said something earlier in the comments, and I wanted to bring it back up again because we're talking about it now. I trust Hollywood, deep state, quote unquote, about as far as I can throw them. Okay? Because over the last few years, like Dawson said, we've gotten exposed to a lot of the shit that goes on there. And it's really bad. So I'm one of those low men kind of guys,
Well, he's saying you can't force to happen. That's what happened with, even if you think people latched on to Me Too and weren't truthful, which happened, unfortunately, it did change it. It did change it.
It did. It led to this to where you can
nothing's going to naturally change with that if you don't force the issue. Nothing's going to change like that. And I'm going to address somebody else. Somebody said that Ray blocking haters on Twitter was not the right move. Like, if someone's harassing you constantly and
there's a
calling you names, like you block them.
Yeah.
Like there was a person we were talking about earlier who came at me.
I trust that more
than came at me and a subscriber of mine and called them names, and I blocked them because I'm not going to deal with that crap.
All right.
I block a lot of people and I don't care.
Yeah.
Amen.
I mean,
there's nothing wrong with blocking. Blocking is really the only defense you have.
You know who doesn't like blocking? You know who doesn't like blocking? The
bullies
people who get blocked.
Yes.
That's it right there. Look, you guys all know. You guys all know, and I don't have any problem saying it. You guys all know our very good friend Kavari, who is in all of our videos and everything. Look, I have put up with so much from Kavari that it's like unreal, and I have told my moderators, don't get rid of him, don't block him, don't put him in timeout, don't do anything. And then a few nights ago, before I went live, him and I got into a discussion. in a chat, and we were like going back and forth, and then he brought that into my live stream, and I was trying to make a point, and you know what? I've gone months without ever doing anything to Kavari. I put him in a timeout. I did not block him. I put him in a timeout, and like he's like, I'm unsubscribing. I'm leaving. I'm out of here. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, who cares?
Oh, so
Like,
so
that's
you
what you
muted
gotta
him and
do.
he got real mad.
Yes, he got real mad, and then he demanded from me in the comments section of my video that I apologize to him.
Yeah, well, because you know that he hangs, but Enosh,
I
know
know.
that he,
Oh,
you know
I
he
know.
hangs out
I
on
know,
the
but I told him,
corner,
I
so
said,
that's.
I know, but I told him, I said, you come to my channel, then you play by my rules. I have been more than fair with you. I've been more than fair with you. Months and months and months.
Here's the thing.
I mute you for a minute because you won't be quiet so I can finish my statement, and you won't be quiet in my chat. And you're demanding an apology from me. I said, you're going to be waiting for quite a while. And he hasn't responded. I'm, you know what I mean? But that's the thing. The people who don't like blocking are the people who are blocked.
Right.
That's
And here's
projection.
the thing.
Because it takes their voice away.
Is it people saying, you talk about Enosh, about the people who don't like being blocked or don't like blocking are the ones who are blocked. Here's the thing. Blocking on social media is the comparison to in person, just avoiding somebody that you just, don't agree with, just don't get along with, and it's just unpleasant to be around them. It's the same exact thing. So blocking is not for cowards. And I like what MX Bravo said, bullying is for cowards.
Yes.
Bullying is the biggest form of cowardice in the entire world.
But, wait, can I? But is it okay to bully the bullies though? That's my question.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, my grandma taught me that sometimes, if a bully's taking you on, you got to finish it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do, yes, because I had to do it sometimes in school.
Sometimes you got to walk away and you got to be quiet. You got to just turn the other way, and then sometimes if somebody's not going to leave,
sometimes you got to kick their ass.
The other night, Andy Signor was doing a live call-in, and he had an open link. And I was so tempted to go in. I was so tempted to go in. And then I'm like, no, he's just going to cry. And,
Turbo.
Oh, why are you here? And then he's just going to.
Barcelona was there that night. She knows things are getting crazy. And that's the only reason I muted him. But that's the thing is, like, you can whine about it all you want. But sometimes you just got to be like, look, hush.
Sometimes enough is enough, and just say, like, you know what, I'm tired of dealing with this. And it's like it's your channel. If you don't want to deal with commenters like that who just simply want to be there to just make fun and poke and poke and poke and poke, we don't want to deal with that.
And I have said, and you know what, Dawson, I have said so many times, like, I don't block most people. I don't get into all that. Like if I can avoid it, because I want to hear everybody's opinions. Right. As long as you come in and you're respectful and all this stuff. But like, Kavari had started like insulting me personally, saying stuff about me personally, and he had never done that before. And that's why I was like, look, man, I have given you the benefit of the doubt. I've done everything I can. I've had all I can stands. I can't stands no more.
Yes, exactly. Differing opinions are totally fine. It's the way they're presented that makes the entire difference.
Yeah.
If, like, say, Enosh and I, we've disagreed on several things, but we explain, like, this is my perspective. This is why I think this way. I don't know. What do you think? And then we respond. We try to understand each other in that way, and it ends up being a positive experience. That is lost on so many people nowadays that it's maddening. Well, Nobody knows how to have a conversation.
Enosh will back this up.
Goldman. Thank you, Goldman. I really appreciate that.
I want Goldman to get on here.
Enosh, you remember what I said to you one night privately? I said, "This is why I like you, Enosh. You're an adult."
Yes, that's for sure. Amen.
I said that to him a couple times now. Because we've gotten into these conversations that go like way past like when the stream ends. And they're like these and they're good conversations. They're fun. And I'm just like,
in my time.
Yeah, it's like super late his time. And then I'm like, oh man, I'm really happy you're like an adult, so we can like have like an actually talk.
Have a back and forth.
Here's the thing, guys. Spoiler alert. But Matt and I, we disagree on a lot of things politically.
Yeah,
we agree on disagree on a lot of things. Like for those, but you know what? Matt and I really like each other.
Yeah,
and we really like having conversations. Imagine that. And like you said, Matt, it's because we're both adults and we don't treat each other like crap or try to bully each other into thinking like the other one.
No. What?
Fuck. He's loving.
Love you too, Enosh.
I love all of you.
Oh, all right.
There you go, Max. It's something.
Should I pull the Freddy Krueger thing?
Max, you look like you want to say something.
You are all my children now. Dawson got that one.
Phobic, can you give me some love in the chat? Oh, there it is. There's the love. Thanks, Phobic.
Oh man.
Good. That's engagement.
Right now I'm exporting my my 4K reviews for Pitch Black and the Goonies.
Yeah, if you have a lot of people.
Like Pitch Black Riddick?
Yeah, they just released the 20th anniversary 4K. And
nice.
it's
that movie is that old?
Yeah,
Holy
20 years. And it's dude, the special features on this thing are insane.
I love Pitch Black. I love the Chronicles of Riddick too. That's a good one.
If you got, do you have a 4K player?
Oh no, unfortunately.
Do you have an X? Do you have if you get like a PS5 or the Xbox Series X or whatever, they're going to be 4K players. This is $20 brand new.
Dang.
Oh no, I got a pre-ordered $20 brand new. It was 35, so I got a really solid deal right for the pre-order. But
here's the love I get.
I got the I got that, and I got the Goonies the other day, and been enjoying those in 4K. I'm trying to review more 4Ks because I'm so.
The Goonies in 4K. That'd be awesome.
Oh, dude, it looks so good. It looks so good. Like it's such a good movie. But they did a terrible job with the special features because all they did is take the 2010 Blu-ray release.
Are you social distancing, Goldman?
So, yeah, it's good stuff. I got to go pick up some other ones this week too. So
nice.
But it's like
Pitch Black. I need to rewatch Pitch Black.
It's good. Yeah, it's really because what I love about
see every crevice on Robert Davi's face.
Robert Davi, he's not in Pitch Black.
No, on Goonies.
Oh yeah, and you can, but he's 35 years younger, dude. So you know what? He still looks pretty good. Joe Palatiano, he like just completely unrecognizable. But the cool thing about the Goonies in 4K is you can tell the restoration is like just amazing. What I can't wait for is next month is the 35th anniversary edition of Back to the Future and a 4K set. Is it the Steelbook 4K? Oh my god, that looks amazing.
You know it is.
Yeah, I can't. Oh my god, I can't wait for that.
I have the original Zavi exclusive. I already have it. Damn it! I needed one more Steelbook for my Rambo collection.
They did. Well, no, they're releasing the 4K edition of that pretty soon.
And it looks better than what I have. And I'm like, damn it.
I do want to humble brag first. I'll tell you this though. One of the coolest experiences I ever had with the movies. Humble brag. Yeah. When I was working at that theater in LA and I would have to screen the prints before we do a cult movie night. One of the movies was Back to the Future. What I didn't realize until I got done watching it was an original 1985 35 millimeter print. It did not have the to be continued on it. It was the original print. And I sat there and I was like, oh my God, this is so cool.
That's awesome.
And only movie nerds would get a kick out of watching it, that was 2010. So that would have been a 25-year-old print of a movie. It's so cool. Cause even last week I saw Evil Dead and Army of Darkness at a drive-in. Because they were doing like that Grindhouse tour. And it's like, it's so much fun to go back and watch some of these movies. And it's like, I think, again, Enosh and I have talked about this, but I feel
you can call me Joker. I appreciate that, man.
But this is where
I got another one coming.
Oh yeah. Oh, your Mike Zero stuff or your
I got another
Mike. Yeah. I'm just saying it's like, we all should talk more movies and not just like the standard drama that's going on.
Yeah.
You know?
I like talking about it all.
Well, I know you like talking about it all. And some stuff in this Ray Fisher thing is absolutely worth discussing.
Okay.
Because I don't think anything else came out of fandom today that was really worth it.
Well, me and Zod were doing some investigating. We're gonna
seriously, did anything come out of that? Because like my band actually played an outdoor concert at a farm today.
Junkie XL score tease.
That was
kind
good.
of the big thing. That was the biggest thing that came out easily.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then I guess Andy Muschietti and Barbara Muschietti talking about The Flash and a lot of things that came out of that. That was kind of big, but like, yeah, Junkie XL stole the day.
Oh, really? Just the music thing. Okay.
Well, Doom Patrol Season 3, that was a big announcement.
Goldman! I want him and Enosh to collab soon. They're, good sequel, positive channels.
Yeah, you guys need to do a Star Wars show. It'd be great.
Dude, I'm in.
Yeah, dude, like you, me, and Dawson, man. We should get together and do that. That'd be fun.
Well, you guys know that Disney Plus is going to be doing that 6-person watch party coming out next month, people? Right? Awesome. 6 people, because they're going to be releasing that right before Mandalorian.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
you got a haircut. You got a new logo. I see on Twitter.
Cool, yeah, I did.
Nice poster. Love the Death Star, by the way. That's awesome.
Nice tapestry. I wish I could show you more. So I got Oh, did I just disconnect? I think I just disconnected.
No,
my,
you're
monitor.
good.
I got Solo. Do you guys hear people in my background, by the way?
Yeah.
A little
Just
bit.
barely. You're
That's
fine.
Tell them to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, my show's professional.
We got Solo, Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker, New Hope, Last Jedi, and then there's a Force Awakens poster there. You know, you gotta.
Phobic's wanting your "Where is Rey is Mary Sue" video.
Oh, jeez.
No, that's what. Actually,
No.
Enosh. Phobic was paying attention. He was working on that.
What?
So
Who was working on what? A Mary Sue video?
Okay, so I am currently working on a video about why I think Rey is not a Mary Sue.
Oh, okay, that's different. I'm sorry. I thought that was Phobic doing his usual stuff.
And right now, if I had to give an estimate as to how long the video is going to be, it's not done. But if I had to give an estimate as to how long it's going to be, it's going to be about 2.5 hours.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, check this out, Max. Bring me up again.
That's gonna take forever to.
That's cool.
See that Millennium Falcon?
Yeah,
that's badass.
That's a floor rug.
Oh
wow.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I bought that at Comic-Con 2015, and it's been on my wall for a while. And then those are all wooden posters, right there. Wooden wall art.
Wow, got to nerd out over those wooden posters.
Oh, I want to get more because like they even had the Revenge of the Sith one up there.
Hey,
that's awesome.
Have any of you pre-ordered the Sideshow Baby
that
Yoda?
Millennium Falcon?
No, we got to get Gunkin Dungeon back on.
Wait, is that how big is that Millennium Falcon right there?
Dude, it's huge. It's the biggest one that they've made so far. It's the.
Oh man, he took over my stream once.
Oh, okay.
So actually, they just re-released this Falcon. This one brand new now. It's new for Galaxy's Edge. It's $400.
Awesome.
But I got it at Comic-Con a couple years ago. Actually, I have a video of us at the Motor City Comic-Con from 2 years ago when I buy this thing. You see me walking through Comic-Con with this, and a guy stops me.
That video.
A guy stops me as I'm walking through, and he's like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "Dude, I just got a Falcon." And he's like, he's in the background. He's like, "Really? That's awesome!" And like, we just have this like exchange real quick. And I'm walking.
Look at it.
That's so cool.
Wall of Star Wars.
I respect that so much, man. I love it. Maybe not the Boba Fett, but I love it.
Oh, dude, Boba Fett's the
well,
man.
since you're here, Goldman, we could talk about Star Wars. What do you think about Star Wars Theory's video about him being shot? Oh, there's an eye roll. I saw an eye roll. That wasn't intentional either. That was like, oh god. About his absolutely shocked.
Wait, Enosh, was that an Ultimate Warrior mask?
No.
Yeah, I made. Where was it? Oh, yeah.
This isn't commenting about the.
I made this for my son because my boys were huge into wrestling for about 5 years, and so one win is Hulk Hogan. I made a Macho Man jacket with fringe and everything for my son Isaac when he was little, and I got pictures. I'll have to show them to you sometime. But I made this mask for my son Landon so he could go as Ultimate Warrior. And I got him a muscle suit. I got him some bands for around his arms and stuff. And I made this. So now he's growing out of it, and he was going to toss it. And I'm like, dude, no, I made that, man. I took a full on mask and I painted this thing myself.
That is dope.
So I can put it on, man. It's awesome.
It's my dad's favorite wrestler of all time, the Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate Enosh.
He was crazy, man. He was absolutely
my question
crazy,
was
but
not to say
he was like Chris Farley in a ripped body.
Not to say anything bad about the sequel trilogy, Goldman, but just can you believe someone that covers Star Wars this much would be shocked they were thinking about Kenobi, that there's going to be no one,
whatever.
And then
that's stupid.
Are you asking me my opinion on just the stuff that Daisy really talked about, or Star Wars theories like reaction to that?
Both.
I mean, I don't really care about what Star Wars
like Brian Pillman right now.
I mean,
do you think people can be shocked by this that are constantly covering it? I think it was.
I am shocked. I'm shocked that people are surprised about this.
Yeah,
I tweeted out. I was like,
as much as I'll defend the sequel trilogy, it was obvious that the plan wasn't.
That they didn't have it was obvious that they didn't have a plan.
Right.
You can tell by my
Isn't this
background
what those
here.
same people have been complaining about for the last 5 years? Come on, shut up.
Oh,
with
it's like
that.
DOOMCOCK was taking a victory lap. It was funny.
Oh my god.
You guys can tell. You guys can tell.
DOOMCOCK was right. The video DOOMCOCK.
All right,
guys
I gotta
can
hear
tell-
the Goldman. I gotta hear the Goldman.
You guys can tell I love the sequel trilogy, but yeah, obviously it wasn't planned, and that's a flaw of the sequel trilogy. These movies aren't perfect, but I thought this was pretty much common knowledge,
right?
And when he made a video, it wasn't just the video. He made he titled it. He was like, we were lied to. Daisy Ridley's response, like it's like, okay, you're just that's clickbait. That's like you're making.
Well,
clickbait.
I mean, look at his whole fan film and how he played up the copyright. I mean, and now, God, what is it? He did a video. He's just been doing Phantom Menace DVD extras. That's what he's been showing on his channel.
Yeah, Star Wars news is dry recently, so I don't really.
It's like I just thought that was really lazy of him to do.
Yeah,
and then I showed that to Star Wars Only, and then I saw that Star Wars Only had done the same thing like 2 years ago. I did, because Star Wars Only was like, he's like, oh, F that guy. And then the Star Wars Only video popped up in my feed.
So nobody likes Star Wars Theory.
No, I like.
Hold on. I love his fan film. Yes, that's all. I liked him pre his fan film. After he made the fan film and he became like, people started acting like now because his fan film was good that he was an expert on Star Wars.
Yeah,
that's where I started to deviate a little bit, because he's got some weird takes on Star Wars.
I mean, his whole thing is just being a theory guy. Like it's about as realistic as Mike Zero.
He doesn't make
just
that many
more
theories
entertaining.
anymore. He made this one video, and I'll never forget it. And I was like, really? He made a video. It was like, it was about Rey's first words, and her first words in The Force Awakens are in some sort of language. By the way, I don't know. And I'm sorry, so about. And he made a video. Does this really mean, like, was she saying I'm a Palpatine in this language? And I'm like, hell no. What the hell are you talking about? No, literally, her first words were like "Telema Parkwell" and something, some weird language. Yeah. And he's like, he made a video. He's like, does this secretly mean I am a Palpatine? I'm like, why would she say that when she's trying to rescue BB-8?
The book says it in English. It just says "get away."
No. That's pretty obvious what she's doing there. He said that.
I'm not making that up. I can try and find the video.
That wasn't just a theory. That was something he actually was speculating about.
It sounds ridiculous. I'm going to try and find the link to the video just so it doesn't make it seem like I'm making up shit. I'm going to try my best.
No, I believe you. I just why would anybody think that's what that?
Well, I mean, this is why Daisy. Like,
this is context. These are your haters of the sequels.
Yeah.
There you go. They literally will pull anything out of their butt to try to defend.
But he didn't common knowledge. That's why Daisy was okay.
But see, he didn't really hate. He didn't really hate the sequel trilogy, though.
Oh,
he hated the Last Jedi. That's a fact. He hated the Last Jedi.
He hated the Last Jedi, man.
All right, I'm putting it in the Can I comment in the chat? No, I have to do a private chat. I'll just send it in the private chat.
Well, you can share it, and then Max can bring it up.
Okay.
So, quick question: Goldman, is that? So, is this you right here?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll follow you.
Totally subscribe.
Yeah, stop the Goldman.
Yeah, stop the Goldman. He's awesome, man.
All right.
Ray
says I am a Palpatine. Is that the one? Okay. Hold on.
No, that's bullshit. Because even in the novelization of The Force Awakens, it's said in basic. And
yeah, that's so dumb.
Leave the droid alone or some shit.
Here, Max, can I say something real quick?
Sure.
For those of you who don't know me, I usually make these sequel trilogy video essays. I used to make about 3 a week, but recently what I've been doing is I've spent about this past month making a video that's about 2.5 hours as to why I don't think Rey's a Mary Sue. And my hope is that it's going to come out on September 20th, so in about a week. So if anyone's interested, if you guys love the sequels, stay tuned to that, because I'm really working hard on it, and I think it's great.
No, great.
That's awesome, dude.
As the Mandalorian gets here, you're going to get the 1K. I know it. And then I Nerdy and Enosh, get this guy on, please.
Absolutely. Yes. Hey, man,
help him
Goldman,
1K.
Goldman, you and I got to talk. I've seen you in my chats and stuff like that, but I didn't know you were doing all this stuff, man. We definitely got to talk.
Yeah, get him.
Definitely do.
Help him get him the 1K. I know your audiences are positive.
Goldman,
like great content.
I appreciate that, guys. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. Thank you a lot.
You know what's I did a video back in December 2015 about Rey not being a Mary Sue, and got blasted to hell and back by so many people.
Oh, I imagine.
So I was calling it even back then. I still don't. I think she became one in The Last Jedi, though.
Hey, Joker brought up a really good point.
I respectfully disagree.
Oh my gosh.
You can call me Joker. Brought up a really good point.
Joe Biden ad, please.
Oh my
All
god.
right, you know about me. Now you know Oh! Don't look at that chat. Don't look at that chat. How am I getting Biden ads? I don't know. No.
Hey, you Tommy Joker just brought up a really good point in here. You know, we all have to look forward to the fact that Keanu Reeves is going to be the Sith King and Gal Gadot as the princess. That's coming soon. So
but it's just a theory with grains of salt.
Should I watch some of your video on that where Mike Zero was talking about Keanu Reeves and I was laughing my ass off. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
I know, dude.
This shit he spills. Max, by the way, I DM'd you my thumbnail for what my Mary Sue video is going to be. I really like it, by the way. I just think it's nice. That's awesome. Not to flex.
I need
really
better.
like
hey, ooh, that is. Yeah, I'm going to click on that.
Oh, let me see it here. Hold on.
All right, let me play this first, and then we'll show your thumbnail and get your channel. Are you going live, Matt?
I can.
Well, let me know soon because I've asked like a half hour ago, and I
don't know. I mean, like it's.
I mean, even if it's like 30 minutes, who cares?
I'm just working on this Pitch Black, editing it right now.
Nice. All right.
And then I can.
If you would join.
Well, let me know soon.
Yeah.
I don't know
Hey,
what to do.
While this video may come as a theory, I do think there's a lot of truth to it. Now, 7, 8, and 9, the sequels, regardless of your opinion on them, you love them, you don't like them, whatever it may be, I hope we can come together for this video and really put our minds as one. Rey. In the beginning, there were countless theories and videos and articles on the internet regarding who her parents were, what her lineage was, who she really hailed from. Videos and articles of people trying to decipher what ship was really leaving when she saw the flashback of herself as a kid with Unkar Plutt, all the way to different theories of her thinking that she was a clone, or even one of my first videos which talked about how Rey was actually Palpatine's granddaughter. Now everything is revealed with the end of the Skywalker saga in episode 9, and we know that Rey was Palpatine's granddaughter for real. But the main question remains amongst a lot of fans. Was Palpatine just thrown in there at the very end to please a lot of us after The Last Jedi? A cheap move, if you will?
Thank you.
Or was it always pre-planned? Now, back in December 31st, I got an email from Toby. And Toby basically deciphered something that none of us really have. And this, if it's correct, proves that Palpatine was planned from the very beginning. The first words that Rey says in The Force Awakens is an anagram for I am a Palpatine.
I almost feel like I shouldn't be watching this because me and Johnny should be doing a 2 cents on nonsense on this video.
Wait, did you hear what she said? He said it's an anagram. He said that her first words are an anagram for I am a Palpatine.
Oh,
if you just in case you didn't hear that.
I'm sorry. No, I was too busy talking about other stuff.
Now, is he just pulling that out of his ass, or is there actually anything to?
No, there's no show anything. No, because we know there was no plans that Rey was a Palpatine. So yeah, he's pulling this out of his ass, and the video has 232,000 views. So
good job. Of course, how many Rey is the Kenobi video?
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's we could finish this video. But I'll tell you what, Goldman, the reason I haven't been covering Star Wars, I do love Star Wars, and it's flooded with bullshit, especially on YouTube. That's why you're a rarity.
There's a lot of negativity surrounding it, which is the frustrating
part. It's
part.
this nonsense that gets the views.
You know what I think I got to do? I think we do have to do a 2 cents on nonsense on this video on the channel. But you know what? When we do it, I won't tell Johnny what it is. Because this is so dumb.
No, but the Star Wars fandom has been so toxic recently. I'm sorry for the background noise, by the way, but you got the stuff with Gina Carano going on. She expressed her opinions, and whether or not you disagree with her opinions, I think her opinions are not like bad opinions. I think what she said was fairly reasonable, and people are like blocking her. I see people on Twitter; they're celebrating they block her. Like you follow her, you're transphobic just because she doesn't have her pronouns. Really?
Well, the thing is that Star Wars, there's nobody that hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans.
You're right.
Yes.
Which is sad.
Absolutely. It is sad. Yeah.
No, I still love Star Wars and I want to cover in the future. It's just if there's not much to talk about, I'm not going to talk about it.
Right.
I'm not going to make
Hey guys, The Mandalorian is good.
Mando's out in a year and a half.
I just don't understand why they're still complaining about a movie that came out 9 months ago.
Because it gets clicks.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. But
I think
they're literally like Star Wars sucks, and it's like all this stuff about the rise of Skywalker. It came out 9 months ago. We've got so many. I literally had somebody challenge me on my live stream the other night and say, "What's good about Star Wars now?" And I'm like, I don't know. Next month, The Mandalorian's coming out. We've got all these different series that are coming out. We've got all this promising information. Like, it's like what's not good.
The High Republic.
Like what's literally not good.
Yeah,
it's come out about
too
Star
much
Wars
Yoda.
Maybe.
Too much Yoda, I do think. Like when I saw that for the High Republic series, like not again. I mean, I love Yoda, but Baby Yoda and Yoda in that, I'm like, it's going.
So did anybody order the Sideshow Baby Yoda figure?
Gungan Dungeon. But
no,
we got to get Drag Gungan Dungeon back on stream.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him in a long time actually.
Oh man, are you there?
He said he had to step away for a second.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I should pay attention to my own stream. Okay, let's watch the rest of this while he's away for 2 minutes.
8. Caught in a net but fighting back, being held by Tito, a small brutish desert tyrant, who rides a lugabeast. The Tito yells at BB-8, who beeps madly, struggling to free himself. Ray watches
so
this
dramatic.
injustice for a beat. Finally, yelling out, Talama Parkwal. JJ is famous for his mystery boxes, says Toby. And his production company, Bad Robot, makes puzzle boxes that are solved with text and codes. Here's an excerpt from JJ Abrams' interview while making The Force Awakens with Wired magazine. There's a really positive side to keeping quiet. You can protect the audience from spoilers in certain moments that, in a way, obviate the movie experience. But on the other hand, you risk being seen as a coy or as a withholding shithead. Now we have George Lucas, who says,
Benjamin Harrison.
They rhyme. So by this logic, Toby says, if we look and mirror the certain letters in Parkwal with the exclamation mark, in this case, Q to P, exclamation mark.
This is so ridiculous.
U to N and A to E.
Somebody spent time on this.
Pine, like Pine.
That's. I mean, it's.
I want to hear it. I definitely want to hear the last.
It's more thought than Mike Zero puts in his theory.
Dear God.
I like that, Max.
If Mike Zero said there, if Mike Zero came out with this, like, oh, Mike, you're stepping up your game,
right? Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
This is like the people like you guys all know what I do for a living. This is like the people like come up with these stupid Bible code things, and now it's on like.
Well, Mike Zero just puts like random.
Look,
random
when watching
in the thumbnail now.
When watching the Empire Strikes Back, you can see here in the code that it said 9/11.
Oh my gosh.
The Nostradamus effect.
Exactly.
Star Wars.
Oh wait, hold on. What's the date
Mike
today?
Zero is a basic. He's a basic bitch.
Oh my gosh, I said 9/11 and today was 9/11. Holy crap.
What new character? What new character in Mando season 2 you're most excited for?
Boba
Fett. Cara Dune. Listen, she's becoming quite a personality besides her role on the show.
Oh, I love her, man. She's awesome.
Gina Carano. We can't hear you.
You're muted, buddy.
Yeah. You're still muted.
Okay. Go something go, man. Go something go. You hear his actual voice. Go something go.
All right. I was trying to find my damn mouse. All right. Question for the panel.
That was great.
Is actually potentially looking forward to seeing Boba Fett in the Mandalorian.
Somewhat. Like, can I preference that? Because I'm a big Boba Fett fan. I don't think that the show needs Boba Fett.
Right.
I think that Boba Fett, if you were ever going to bring him into the show, it should have been like season 4 or something like that. If the ratings started to go down, I think it's too early to bring in a Boba Fett. I understand what maybe they're thinking, possibly. But look,
according to Mike Zero, they're bringing in everybody.
Well, yeah, everybody's going to be in it. But my thing is I am a huge Boba Fett fan. So there is this part of me that like is curious. What if because these guys have like done a really good job with their storytelling so far, and so I feel like if they have a story to tell with Boba Fett, that I trust them. But I also say that it's gonna get kind of scary here in a minute if everybody is in this show except for the Mandalorian being the one who's prominent.
And my thing with this is that Boba Fett. While Boba Fett has like minutes of screen time in the original trilogy, like literally minutes, he has a huge fan base.
My workout's calling too, MX Pro, but I'm still here.
But yeah, Boba Fett has a huge fan base regardless of his limited amount of screen time. And so with that comes the imagination of the fan base, the imagination of people who love the character. They think, oh, he would do this or he would have gone and do that. But if you put him in a show like this, and like Enosh said, it has to be a good enough story to support having the character in there. And if it's not a good enough story, I mean, Star Wars fans are mad right now as it is. Imagine if they do a storyline with Boba Fett that doesn't meet their expectations, which let's be honest, with a lot of Star Wars fans now, it won't.
No, right? It won't.
Because Star Wars fans are Star Wars fans.
Way to be positive, Dawson.
I'm just saying. I'm being realistic.
He's right. He's right.
But if it doesn't match their expectations, then people are going to be pissed, and then you're going to officially start seeing people like actually boycotting Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, let's be real. If Mike Zero said, "Okay, guys, I got an anagram as to the Rey is a Palpatine," you would lose your shit if Mike Zero said that. He never has that much time.
That would be hilarious.
Yes,
but the reason I asked that was because I was talking with Star Wars Only the other day, and he told me how he did a poll about like, who are you most excited to see the Mandalorian of the rumored characters. And I thought for sure Ahsoka was going to win, and
Commander
Boba Fett
Rex.
won.
Really?
And I was shocked. Like most fans are excited to see Boba Fett, and that surprised
well,
the
you're
hell out of me.
talking about old. Some of us are old school Star Wars fans, so of course we're going to be most excited for.
That's
Boba
true.
Fett.
That's fair.
Actually see him do something.
There's some
Here's the
people,
thing about
there's
Boba
some
Fett,
people
though.
that are upset at Rosario Dawson right now. There's a whole campaign against Rosario Dawson to try to cancel.
Oh
her.
yeah, that terrible campaign.
But here's the facts on Boba Fett, though. Okay, he died.
Well,
No. In the EU, he didn't. Don't get me wrong. In the EU, he
but
didn't.
they've admitted though.
Did you read Aftermath?
Brian, they've admitted though many times though that they're looking for ways to bring Boba Fett back. And the thing is that just because you got some body armor, there's a guy who I know takes his body armor and wears it.
Cobb Vance.
But yeah, Cobb Vance. But that doesn't mean that Boba Fett's dead. And if anything, I see Boba Fett coming back to basically claim his rightful place after Cobb Vance.
Boba Fett, but let's be honest, he's overrated in the film universe. Like he didn't do much
in the films.
That is your opinion, and it is wrong.
Jango Fett did a lot more in the prequels.
I'm with Max on that one.
I'd be more interested in seeing Captain Rex. Is basically.
Should we finish this?
I know the guy's back.
I want to see the anagram. That looks.
Yeah, let's finish this video. It's a minute
It's
and
an
a half.
anagram. This is one studio where all of the Star Wars films were actually filmed in. Now, then we have Talama Parkwal. If we take this new anagram
pronounces
of
things like
Talama and we
he
put
acts like he doesn't talk about.
P-A-R-P-N-E-L-I, we have
What?
I am a Palpatine. The leftover R is Rey. The mirrored letters I see as an homage to Pinewood Studios.
What
The
the
Force Awakens
heck?
Rey's first words were I am a
Look, a
Palpatine.
4-year-old.
Hold on.
The
Pause it,
ending
pause
of
it,
Rise of
pause
Skywalker,
it.
she said.
Go back to where it's written out. So Talama Parkwal, right? That's an L. He turned that into an I.
Yeah,
you guys see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's not another I, but he put another I. The exclamation point. Oh my gosh! Like, what is this?
He turned the exclamation point into an I.
Does
And
anybody have
the
that?
U into an N.
He ruined his own Star Wars theory.
Does anybody have a picture of that meme from Always Sunny in Philadelphia where it's Charlie with a cigarette in his mouth?
Yeah, right. That needs to be up on there.
YouTubers, the YouTube audience is like, yeah, man, he's on to something.
Well, he's got 236,000 views on it, right?
This has got legs, guys. This has got legs.
Can I say this? Can I say this? This kind of crap is why people hate Star Wars now, because they're sucked into this ridiculous stuff, and then they start thinking, "Oh yeah, that could be it. That could be it." And then when it doesn't turn out to be it, they're like, "But it made sense, and I liked it that way, and you didn't do it the way that I wanted to do it." And yes, that is a Superman G.I. Joe bat, by the way. Isn't that the most freaking awesome thing in the world right now? I the only reason I don't have the Flash version.
That's Cobra and a Superman.
No. Check it out. So I've got a regular bat. I've got a Destro bat. I got a couple Destro bats. I got like 3 regular bats. I got this Viper bat right here.
Wow.
And I've got this Medic bat. Right. So I got all these bats. So guess what? When I got this one, also there's a Flash bat, but I didn't want to cash out $45 to go get the Flash bat. But here's the thing. This is since I got the USS flag back here, this guy's going to be on the flag or at GI Joe headquarters, because this is their answer to the Battle Android Troopers program is their super bat. So there you go. And get it. It's like a like a Batman Superman.
Can your custom figure guy make a Snyder figure or something? That would be awesome.
That'd be sweet.
I want a Snyder figure.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Wow.
The Force Awakens, Rey's first words were I am a Palpatine, and then the ending of Rise of Skywalker, she says Rey Skywalker. So we can really see that Star Wars is about choice, at least the sequel trilogy is. Finn was a stormtrooper, but he chose not to be. Poe was a spice smuggler, but he chose not to be. And Rey was a Palpatine, but she also chose not to be. Another anagram is in Rogue One.
That's fine.
That's
That's
fair.
fine. That's fine.
But she didn't know she was a Palpatine in the beginning.
Yeah, that's the whole
Star
thing.
Wars
Yeah, the whole thing is she
theory.
got to figure out who she was.
You tell him, Zodwriter.
That was the whole point. That was the whole point of the trilogy, so she could figure out who she was.
We got to trash this video and take it to the corner of the block.
But when she figured out who she was, she rejected that side of her, and she became what she wanted to be. All along.
Man, this is almost as convoluted as a Doomcock theory.
Unless the twist of the whole trilogy is that she knew she was a Palpatine the whole time, and she was just trying to psychologically keep it from herself.
All right, that's it. I'm watching it.
We just put more thought into it than anyone else at Lucas.
Let's check the tape.
Probably.
I'm just kidding, Goldman. I'm just kidding.
The real question here, hey, just put it on me for a second. The real question here, ladies and gentlemen, is this. Are you still subscribed? Make sure to check that you're still subscribed, because YouTube unsubscribes people every day.
I'm the only one that should be saying that on damn YouTube. I have more unsubs than most of, except everyone except Matt Jarbo.
He starts out. He's always like, my friend.
What about me?
I'm just checking to see if you're still there. Every time I say I've had lots of unsubs, he's like, you don't know. You do not know. Hold my beer.
Yeah, dude, you got like no idea. About how many subs I've lost.
See, okay, hold on. Bring it back here for just a second. Bring it back here. I want to address something specifically. Koozie Cast, I like you, but here's the thing. Your statement about Daisy Ridley told Josh Gad recently that she was originally Kenobi. That's not true. She said, you see, this is the problem, is people read a part of an article or they see part of a video and then they run with it as well, this said this, right? That's not what she said. She said they were toying with the idea that she was a Kenobi, and then they were toying with it. She was nobody. And then by the time the last one came by, JJ said, no, she's a Palpatine. Granddaddy is Palpatine. And she goes, oh, okay. And then he goes, well, I'm not too sure. There was not anything written in stone that she was any one thing, because they were messing with it. Just like, for example, at the end of Return of the Jedi, Luke was originally supposed to become the new Vader and put on the helmet and say, now I am Vader.
Right. That was somebody talked George Lucas out of it. Yes.
Yes, that was see. So this is my answer for everybody who goes, there was no plan. There was an outline. There was an outline for the originals one too. But you know what? There was always a crazy thing that happened, because Luke and Leia were not always brother and sister. Right. Luke was not always Vader's son. You know, there was all this stuff that they made up literally as they were going. So you could use this same mentality on the originals that we all love and stand by, and say, well, Lucas didn't have that written in concrete either. Right, so what? So what?
Right.
Yeah, let's finish this video. Great. Yes. Matt, are you ready yet?
Huh?
Are you ready for your stream?
Yeah, there's a link in the in the thing.
Sorry.
All y'all, you've all been like talking about.
No, I know. Let's finish this and let's head over to Matt.
Touching tips or something. I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
I mean,
I would head over that stream, but it's 2 a.m. at my
or
time.
This is all just a major
me too.
I'm about to head out too, guys.
Oh, damn it!
Wow.
Discrimination.
I'm sorry.
Hold on, I can't hear what's going on. Can we go back a couple seconds?
Oh, do we have to?
Yeah, I want to hear what happened. If we're gonna watch it, okay, right there.
And this is confirmed. Or this is all just a major coincidence and it really means nothing. But it does make you think. Could this really be the biggest Easter egg in Star Wars? Let me know what you guys think down below. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it got you thinking a little bit. Big shout out to Toby for cracking this code for me. You know, JJ's famous for his mystery boxes in all forms. And I think this is definitely more than just a coincidence.
It couldn't be the truth, though, because JJ didn't have any plans to come back and make any other movies.
It's not even a coincidence.
Yeah.
I mean, but I think basically he's got a pass because of his fan film. Like I criticized him as fake, and someone said in the comments, but he made the fan film. I'm like, okay, but that doesn't justify. He gets a pass for all his shenanigans.
Right. One thing justifies another, as long as it's the one thing that they did is looked upon positively. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me check out Matt's stream.
Koozie Cast, I would just say that I would answer to that is that you may not enjoy it, and that's fine, because you don't have to enjoy everything in Star Wars. I started realizing that a long time ago, is that, you know what, everything that comes out Star Wars, I don't have to personally enjoy. But here's the thing.
That's
I don't. I think though that if people are going to use terms and say, well, they didn't have a plan, so it makes it suck that all of a sudden Disney sucks because they didn't have a plan. Well, but you can use the same exact terms on many parts of Star Wars, that everything was not written in stone before, and we're talking the major parts of like Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. The fact that Luke was supposed to go to the dark side and become the new Vader. The movie was supposed to end on a down note.
That was a badass outline. They even had a scene where he killed his father, dethroned the Emperor, and sat on the throne.
And it literally said, "I am Vader."
That was George Lucas's idea, and he was talked out of it. Yes,
but Zod, nobody brings that up, Zod. Like, Matt, it's just George Lucas is the man, and I love George Lucas. George Lucas is the man, but it's not.
I don't know. I think that would have been cool. I think that would have been kind of Shakespearean to have that happen.
Sell toys. It's the
same. Star Wars would have been
left to be dead.
But Star Wars would have been a very different thing.
I like your thumbnail.
Yeah, it looks good. Very well done.
I'm gonna head over for a little bit.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Yes, very well done, Goldman.
Yeah, have Goldman on so he could get to that 1K. He's already passed me on Twitter. I guess people really don't like to follow me on Twitter.
Yeah, I have a problem with that too. I have 8,000 subscribers, but I only have 550 Twitter followers. I don't care about it, but it's that's kind of weird.
Dude, I've got how many Twitter followers do I have? 23,000. And trust me, almost none of them ever interact. So here's the thing here's what you have to realize about having a smaller thing like that is you cultivate that audience and they will grow with you. I was in a situation to where I got kind of prominently featured in this controversy 6 years ago. So I gained a lot of followers, but because we didn't see eye to eye in a lot of things and it was kind of a flash in the pan situation, they don't interact with me. So it's it's not that good. But if you got a smaller amount of people and they interact with you, then you can use that to build. I mean, even marketers will tell you a smaller, more dedicated audience is far more economically valuable to a company than having a person with a large following but low engagement. Yeah. So you guys are really good. I'm in a weird position because of my controversy to where I'm still rebuilding. So even though I have all these numbers, I don't have all the interaction. I used to, but not anymore.
You can call me Joker is absolutely right. The execution that Lucas had was bad. He came up with ideas, and that's things I think that there were a lot of ideas thrown out in the sequels that they were good ideas and they stared off as good ideas, but they didn't necessarily get executed correctly.
Thank you, Max.
And I can admit that as somebody who loves the sequels. And I'll be honest with you, The Rise of Skywalker, I've said it many times, is my least favorite Star Wars movie for a lot of reasons. There's a lot of stuff in there that I do really like. But because I really loved The Last Jedi, and I genuinely loved that movie, and so there's going to be some stuff in the Rise of Skywalker that I don't like. But the thing is that it's still Star Wars.
Yeah,
and I still love Star Wars. So even that's like saying, well, of all my favorite teams, this is the least of all the favorite teams that I have. They're still my favorites. So what am I griping about? What are we all sitting around arguing with each other about, saying this sucks and everything, if we all say we love Star Wars?
Yeah.
And that's not saying we gotta love it all.
Well, here's
my friends.
Matt's live stream.
Angry.
So
why? Why stay angry?
Yeah,
well, we know why now. We know why now.
Stay angry.
Talking about an agenda.
Yeah, Enosh, whenever you have Goldman on, be sure to add me on there too. I'd love to.
I absolutely will. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, you three got to get together.
Absolutely.
Even if I'm not,
I'm looking forward to that.
I'll be happy to be in the chat. Get this man
nerdy. That'll be the antithesis of Ryan's Star Wars War Stream. If you take you three, take Enosh, Nerdy, and Goldman that are all
we'll take all his viewers
sequel. He
has to get more into DC. He's not in the DC
versus people that are against it. That would be incredible.
He's an open-minded. He's open-minded to DC. He's
imagine
not
that a positive stream about Star Wars.
He's pure. He's
Star Wars. Yeah, there you go. Positive theory. Stay angry.
I gotta rewatch Caravan of Courage. I gotta rewatch that one.
Yeah, Enosh, we still have to do that stream that we talked about earlier, though. We have to do that too.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to be over on my stream if anyone wants to jump over.
You like my superpowers t-shirt?
Yeah, I will. So let's end it here. Thanks everyone. This went way longer than I was expecting.
2.5 hours.
Oh boy.
Good night, everyone.
And I am going to head over to Matt's. I encourage everyone to go give Matt some love. He doesn't get a lot of love on the internet. There's proof of that. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Matt. See you guys.
Bye.